Hello and welcome to Film Hunters, where we try and find a well-written film in this day and age.
I'm Aaliyah.
And I'm Jonathan.
And today...
Neither of us want to be here.
We watched Quantumania.
It took you 3 times to get through it.
It did. Actually, it did. I had to start and stop for other reasons, but I did not mind the break because...
That was bad.
It was bad. I didn't even relatively enjoy it. I can't think of anything that I enjoyed about it.
Well,
I did like Hank.
They kind of character assassinated him.
They did. I keep thinking that one scene where he just stands there and all the ants just run past him. I actually really like that.
Okay, so he looks cool for a scene.
Yeah, that was like my favorite part of the film.
So you're saying if we cut down all the moments in this film that are actually worth watching, we get him looking cool with ants. You can generate that with an AI nowadays.
Man, that hurts.
I feel like the CG in this movie was generated with an AI.
Kind of felt that too. Some of the CG was kind of strange. Like when he was Giant Man.
That looked wonky. That looked really
a little
wonky.
Weird.
Or when he was like little Ant-Man was running, that looked really bad.
Yeah, some of that looked
Anything
really
with
weird.
MODOK.
Ugh.
Oh, I love MODOK.
Don't even get me started on MODOK. I'm an Avenger now. Yeah. You're an Avenger now.
Please go avenge my brain cells.
There's so many quotes.
I've written a lot down as well.
You want to just get in it so we can get it done over with?
Calm down. This is going to be our EFAP moment where we go up to 6 hours talking about this stupid film.
I cannot go up to 6 hours.
And soon we're going to have every podcast 10 hours long.
No.
Okay, no we're not. So, how did you Okay, you hated the movie.
Yeah.
I hated the movie. Our overall impressions is that this is an irredeemable piece of garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for the film that's like, oh, what am I going to get put on me? Some amazing movie. And then it gets this put on it. Yes, I know it's a digital movie. It's the metaphor.
Still, discs, they exist too, right?
Dude, I feel bad for the disc. Can you imagine being a Blu-ray and you're like, man, I wonder what movie's going to be put on me.
Yeah,
then Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is put on you.
Is it called Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yes.
Oh,
even though
it's Ant-Man Quantumania. Which is fair because she did defeat the big bad guy in the end, and apparently this movie's about her, but...
She didn't do much, actually. Beyond saving people and randomly jumping in to defeat Kang, what did she do?
What did anyone else do?
Well, Janet did a lot of people.
Actually, Janet did a decent amount.
That's the Wasp. It's Ant-Man is Paul Rudd, and then whatever Michelle Pfeiffer's Wasp. That's the actress.
Huh?
That's her name, Michelle Pfeiffer.
But her name's Janet.
No, but the actress.
Okay.
The character's name is Janet. The actress's name is Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay. But I thought you were calling her the actress because you didn't know her name.
No, it's...
Okay, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
I don't care.
So, we open up with Janet in the quantum zone. Is it quantum realm or quantum zone?
Her name has a P at the beginning?
What?
Oh, look how it's spelled.
Oh, Pfeiffer? Sounds like the
Pfeiffer.
Like the Pfizer vaccine? The
Pfizer. The Pfizer.
Isn't that how it doesn't have a P in it?
Janet Pfeiffer.
Pfizer.
Oh, wait. Oh. She was Catwoman in Batman, in the other old Batman.
Have I seen that?
I haven't.
Because I may be able to see her face in that. It kind of makes sense why she seems slightly familiar.
Okay, let's see. So what else? Now I'm curious what she's in.
Oh, dear.
Okay, was she Maleficent? Interesting.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, we did, and our uncle got mad at us because we kept ripping it to shreds.
I thought that was Grandma. No, Grandma never liked when we would rip things apart. See, we were just born for this.
We were.
To be honest.
To be fair, Maleficent...
Grandpa would get mad, too.
Maleficent was a pretty bad movie.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Dude, I remember I got kvetched at because they're in the middle of 300, they were throwing grenades, and I was like, "What? This is ridiculous!" Yes, Dad was on my side.
I think I remember that.
Well, it's ridiculous.
No,
they pull grenades
fair.
out.
That's fair.
No, but 300's a really poignant movie about how military propaganda can make the good guys into the bad guys, and the bad guys into the good guys.
Wow.
We should all be aware of propaganda because of that movie.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
It's a very artist film. Just like Avatar, by the way, is a very high art film. I count Avatar among movies such as 1984 and Brave New World.
There's a movie for those?
Actually, it's a TV show for Brave New World.
What?
But there's a movie for 1984.
I had no idea. I just read the books.
Well, now you can watch the movie.
Compare it.
Yes, and definitely put Avatar in it. It definitely shows a future where tree huggingness and rampant environmentalism leads to the doom of the human race. Because, by the way, in the second film, we learned that that the world's about to be destroyed.
Okay. So,
very, very poignant film. I love Avatar, 10 out of 10. The new one, I'm excited to see. Another dark, tragic film.
What new one?
Way of Water.
What?
Avatar.
There's a third?
No, there's two.
Oh.
I was talking about the first one.
Didn't the second already come out?
Yes, but I haven't seen it yet.
Oh.
I'm saying I'm very excited for this high concept art film.
Of tragedy.
Of tragedy, yes. Showing... I don't know. They are coming out with a third one.
Are they?
And it's the same weekend as Sonic, so we have a choice. Review Avatar or review Sonic 3?
Oh, Sonic 3, please.
You watched the first one, right?
I've seen both of the Sonics.
Really? Did you like them?
What do you mean? We watched the second Sonic together.
No, we didn't. We watched the first one together.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes, the first one together.
We watched the first one.
Yeah.
We watched the second one. No, wait, I haven't seen the second one.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, I forgot I haven't seen the second one.
I saw it in theaters with my wife on date night.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, well,
I haven't seen it.
So, now, we're not here to review Sonic. We have to review...
Avatar.
Or Avatar.
Okay, so...
Anyway,
Can we...
Was I making a joke about how the good guys are about how it... I don't even remember. Why did we get on Avatar?
I don't know what you were talking about, not gonna lie. I was just letting it go on.
I'll explain after the podcast.
Okay, but the plot.
Okay, so Michelle Pfeiffer... Oh yeah, started going on about Michelle Pfeiffer. Anyway, so Janet's in the quantum realm.
She's just...
She fights...
I wrote Quantum Zone.
Is it Quantum Realm or Quantum Zone?
I don't know.
No, you're thinking Phantom Zone.
Oh, they're different?
Yes.
Oh, Quantum Realm. See, I was wondering. That's
Quantum Realm, Shadow Realm.
Everything's a realm or a zone. Can't it just be like a little corner?
The Quantum Corner.
Quantum Corner? How cute is that? How cute. Let's go to the Quantum Corner.
How big is the Quantum Zone?
Well, very tiny because you got to go tiny. It's like,
remember
Horton Hears a Who, where he has that little speck that he puts on the little
No, but it's
flower?
not on a speck, is it?
No, I'm just saying. Smaller than that.
Look, if you're an ant, this is like the size of your house if you're an ant. So surely if you're smaller than an atom, this is like the size of the solar system.
Yeah.
So surely there's like quantum realm all over the world, which means that this world is like gargantuan.
True.
So how can they get from A to B? Like, why didn't they accidentally... And why is Kang... Because remember, she went into the quantum realm in the zone. Quantum realm.
It's a realm.
Into the middle of the Atlantic, right? Because they were on the missile?
'Tis true.
Which means how would she be anywhere near to where they shrunk down in the lab?
Also true.
That would be like... That would be like the distance between here and the next star.
Also true.
So how big is this place?
And how do the rules work?
Is there any rules? There's water in the intro. Do they have quantum water?
Do they get, how do they...
But wait, water's made out of atoms. Yeah. But they're smaller than the atoms.
But how do you eat if it's made out of atoms?
How can you eat things that you're smaller than?
How is there shape when you're an atom?
How is there light when light literally has longer wavelengths than you? You could probably... Actually, no, you literally couldn't see.
Yeah, no, you'd be
Everything
blind.
breaks down.
That would have been pretty cool. See them struggling through something or another blind.
No, that's
Except
stupid.
we couldn't see.
I couldn't see anything as it was.
No.
Maybe it was the Indian theater I was in.
The Indian theater.
Yeah, we flew to India to watch this.
Yeah, I went... Yeah.
What was the interruptions?
That's why I was able to
A cow walked into the theater,
and
so they had to pause it until the cow left.
Mm-hmm. And it took him a while, but it was good because he gave me a break, so...
That and the cow ate half my popcorn.
Yeah, the cow drank my soda.
I don't think that's healthy, but I tried to shoot away, and then all these people are like, "No, you may not bother the cow. You must leave that cow alone."
Yeah, I got...
By the way, we're not being racist. They'll actually no. Cows wander everywhere in
Cows
India. It's not
sacred.
Racist. I promise you, we're not racist against Indians. Anyway,
So,
how long do we want to just whinge about how bad the rules are? Because I just want to get that out of the way.
do you have anything else to say about the rules?
Oh my goodness. Yes, I do.
Then proceed.
Proceed. Why does cutting someone's arm off mean that you get transportation?
Huh? When did that happen?
Okay, we'll get to it.
I don't remember that.
That's a question. Why does everyone regrow? Why do we only see species once? Why don't we see it multiple times?
Oh.
Why are the houses alive? Also, why is this... Okay, we're going to get
for a one-off joke aren't your buildings aren't...
Kang has dead buildings everywhere.
Yeah, literally, they don't move.
They don't move anything. Why is he surprised? Anyway, but yeah, we only see all these alien dudes once. Why are we eating living things? This goop, oh my goodness. Why does it look like I'm watching John Carter of Mars, except bad?
Yes. I haven't seen that movie, but I read the book.
Yeah. Apparently they changed it to John Carter at the last second, so last that the title card is John Carter of Mars.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Anyway, what was I saying?
Goop, John Carter of Mars.
Oh my goodness, the goop. The aesthetics look awful. I have no sense of who are the players in this, just some scrappy rebels and Kang. I don't know how much power Kang has. You see, in Star Wars, we saw the power of the Empire because there were stormtroopers patrolling, and we kind of got an idea of how their bureaucracy works. Okay, there used to be a Senate, but it's dissolved, so now the regional governors are in charge of everything, and they got these stormtroopers that enforce their will, and okay, we understand the Empire. What does Kang do? Does he because we never see any bureaucrats. We saw those in Star Wars. We never see any officers besides MODOK. We saw those in Star Wars. As far as we know... Does
technically Bill Murray count as a bureaucrat? Because he was somehow related.
I don't understand Bill Murray. Why did Bill Murray betray? But that's not in the world building because we want to we want to encompass in world building. If he was a noble, does he have his own levies? How did he become a noble? Oh, but you got in the world. Why do they have nobles? Why did Kang intend to take everyone in the quantum realm out to help him kill the other Kangs? That's who put him in there, by the way, the Council of Kangs.
The Council of Kangs?
That sounds retarded.
Not gonna lie, that's really funny. The Council of Kangs. Hello, welcome to the Council of Kangs, and we're going to ban this.
Do you know what it sounds like? Do you know what it sounds like?
What?
It sounds like the Council of Ricks in Rick and Morty's.
Oh yeah.
All the Ricks got together and they built a citadel of Ricks where all this infinite Ricks can hang out.
Huh. Okay.
Except they do it as a joke, like it's an actual joke. They make fun of it.
But they're actually serious. They have a whole council full of Kangs.
I'm fairly certain.
They just decided.
I think that's who them is.
Oh. Okay.
So, how does this place work? Is it really small or is it an alternate dimension?
Yeah,
how can it be timeless and spaceless when they're walking around and when she clearly aged 30 years? Oh, now that would have actually been interesting if she popped up and she was still 25 or whatever, and so suddenly she has to
that would have been cool.
Take terms with the fact that she just missed all this time and her husband's now old, and that would have actually been an interesting story. No wonder they didn't do it. can we watch an Ant-Man film without quantum nonsense? Can we just watch like an ordinary Ant-Man film?
I kind of feel like that, like, in that aspect, I feel like that about The Flash, where you always have the Speed Force everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
can
I
we
don't
just
know.
watch
I always wanted a Flash where you just like he runs fast.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I
the
want
early
Flash.
seasons.
He goes fast.
The
I don't
early
want all this
seasons were great.
This quantum Speed Force stuff. That's what I feel like with the quantum realm. I'm like,
I feel
why?
like it's like a garnish. Like every once in a while, we could have ourselves a quantum storyline, and it would go fine. But I feel it's also like I feel like multiversal storylines don't work if you keep doing them.
Yeah, it kind of needs. I don't know how they would do it.
Maybe they could have done it the way Everything Everywhere All at Once did it.
What's that?
It's a movie with different realities, which is actually not so bad.
Oh. But is it they didn't continue it, it's a one-off?
Yeah, it's just one-off. Anyway, I mean, okay, so I get your point, but my whole point was like, if we're expecting a franchise, like if they decided to continue this franchise, I think no, they couldn't. The way they have it, they couldn't. Okay, one of the people who made that movie was Jewish, and I could tell because they started at one point going on and on about a bagel called the Ultimate Everything Bagel or something. They like literally put everything on the bagel, literally everything.
Oh.
And that was like a major plot point. I'm like, okay,
yeah, that
only
makes
a
sense.
Jew could like make an
bagels.
everything bagel. I'm not racist about this because I'm Jewish, but an everything bagel that's like pivotal to the plot.
Yeah, that's kind of based.
Anyway, my whole point is they did multiverse better. Watch that, not Multiverse of Madness.
Or the Quantum Realm.
Oh, that's a given. Don't watch this movie. Don't watch Loki. Don't watch... Actually, watch No Way Home. I've heard that one's good.
No Way Home. Oh.
The new Spider-Man.
I haven't heard anything about it, actually. So I don't actually know anything. I haven't seen the second one. The first one was for me.
I haven't seen the first one.
I don't really remember that much.
I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan.
You know, I'm not... I don't like I like Spider-Man as, like, neighborhood Spider-Man, right? But when they start doing like these huge stuff, I just kind of get bored.
Okay, I just want to say, to be fair, the first one was actually pretty decently small stakes.
I don't actually remember.
Really, it was the Vulture.
Oh, vaguely remember. Yeah, I think that's why I didn't dislike it. I just didn't like how involved Tony Stark was in it. So
I don't know. We can discuss. We're here to discuss Quantumania. Now, I have complained about world building. Your turn.
My turn for what?
Complain about the world building.
I just, in general, their rules didn't make sense. They didn't lay out their rules. Like, you go in...
They broke the rules.
They did. They would break their rules.
And I'll give you a proof. So, in the first movie, which, to be fair, broke its own rules, it's explained that the way the Pym particles works is it reduces the space between the atoms.
Right.
Okay. Which means you can punch someone, and it's like you're punching them, except you're tiny.
Yeah. Yeah, it has the same...
That was broken later in the film, and I'll point out when it happens.
Okay.
Also, you can't go smaller than atoms if you're just compressing your atoms.
Just compressing your atoms, yeah, because then you have atoms, and like it just doesn't make sense to have something.
I just thought of a way that they could make the quantum realm work.
What?
If your atoms became so compressed that they like reversed into antimatter, so you became antimatter through science molecules, and this was like a parallel Earth, kind of like how they had in the Green Lantern comics, the anti-Earth, which is like all evil and stuff.
Dude, that would have been cool.
So they're like walking around in like a parallel version of Earth that Kang had conquered.
That would have been
And the
cool.
reason why they stuck him in there is because the whole world's like made out of antimatter, so he couldn't get out except to reverse his matter. And if you do that in the wrong way, then you just get destroyed because matter, antimatter.
Yeah, that's
So there's like a very specific way to do it. And as a result, it's kind of a one-way ticket unless you know the precise way to get out, because it's harder to get out than to get in.
Right.
Well, what you have to do is actually, I don't know, but we could think of something.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to
and
say
that
some
would have
science thing.
Yeah, and you could have
They have random portals that we don't know what does.
Yeah. Yeah, why didn't they just grow?
Okay. Have we
ranted about the world?
Do we feel like we can start?
It's been 20 minutes and we haven't started.
Do you feel comfortable enough to start? Or is there anything else you got to get off your chest?
No, it's you that's getting off your chest. I already finished.
Oh, I mean, it's just really annoyed me about the rules and they're breaking their inconsistencies, how they didn't set up the world really well in the first place. Just everything about it just made me cringe because it just was not good world building. They didn't explain anything.
I didn't have a sense of place.
Yeah, bad sense of place. I'm like, wait, they have a tower? Like at the end, where it's like, come to the tower. They have a tower?
I'm like, wait, where are they?
Who's going on? And then suddenly they're like flying, like when they steal Bill Murray's plane, and then suddenly they're flying, and then they see the giant thing that they're supposed to shrink down. And I'm like, how did they get there? How did they know? And they all ended up in the same place. I was like, what's going on? Like, I had no idea what was going on.
Facts, bro.
They
That's
randomly
all I can say.
just,
facts.
Yeah.
I feel like the way to separate
there we go.
a good writer from a bad is that good writers have a sense of time and place, while bad writers don't.
Yeah, there was something that was
like
either this movie or some other
people
movie.
who teleport to Rings of Power had teleporting armies. Also respawning armies. Also just a whole load of nonsense in every single which way, form, everything.
Yeah. That's fair. I only saw the first one.
Okay, I just want to say, Rings of Power, those hobbits are murderers.
I'm reading the Silmarillion right now.
There's not a single hobbit in there, is there?
No, but that actually wasn't my point. My point was that I finished the appendixes of Return of the King.
Okay.
And
Harfoots aren't black?
No, it was just kind of explaining. There was Harfoots, there was two other ones I can't remember right now. But my point is that the Harfoots were not the ones that traveled. There was a different ones that traveled.
Also, bread.
Also that. Bread is a problem if you travel.
Yeah, there was bread in the movie.
And there was growing stuff in the movie.
Yeah, the way they set it up is, I'm curious how they get their food. I'm like, how are these people not starving to death?
Yeah, because you don't see them, like, kill any animals.
You don't see them kill animals. You see them pick berries, but berries does not a meal make.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Have we established a new rule? Every podcast is a anti-living.
No. We can't just be anti-everything every podcast, because we've got to talk about you-know-what.
We're not going to. So, let's actually talk about the movie. So, some monsters attack her. Now, I'm not sure how we have monsters.
What? Oh, yeah.
That are smaller than an atom.
Yeah, she's like in the quantum realm, the quantum corner. She's in the quantum corner, and these monsters attack her because she's going after this ship. And then she attacks them, and she's about to die. And then guess what? Kang shoots them, or I think it was a shoot. It was a gun. Can't remember. Do you remember if it was a gun or... I don't remember. Anyway, he somehow kills that creature for her, so she's alive, and then he's like, where am I? What's going on? And I was like, my dude, he just, like, from the beginning, I was kind of confused at why they were opening with this, because she or him were not supposed to be the main character. But, because it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. But, that's what ended up being, is that the people, because you always want to open with your character, right? And so we open...
Janet is the main character.
That's the problem. Why is Janet the main character?
Because Wayman.
Wayman?
This script is clogged with characters, I just want to say.
It has a lot.
It's got, let's see, so it's got Ant-Man, it's got Antifa. It's got Cassie, it's got Hank.
Wait, I thought Cassie was Antifa.
It is.
Okay, you're actually saying her name.
Yeah,
okay,
people might not get the joke.
That's fair.
It's got Cassie, it's got Hank, it's got Janet, it's got Hope,
It's got those 5. Then it's got Kang. Then it's got the tribal lady.
And then it's got the dude who reads minds, the dude that's obsessed with holes.
I liked him.
It's got Bill Murray.
Randomly.
Just random Bill Murray.
See, it's just, the thing is that then characters never come back. Like, I was thinking about that, just in books and writing and such. If you think about The Hobbit, everyone we meet on our journey comes back in the end. The orcs, why do the orcs go to the Lonely Mountain? Because they riled them up in the mountains and sent them on, right? Bjorn, probably the weakest point. He shows up later.
He just kind of shows up.
Yeah, it's kind of actually the weakest point. But
you're saying that Tolkien should have cut Bjorn.
It gave us good restful, because we're just coming out of the fire.
Return.
The trolls were just kind of an opening. Hi, this is the world. There are trolls.
And
to show off wizards, and to show off.
Well, the wizard didn't do anything but
show
guys.
Up.
It's
hello.
It's dawn.
Yeah, well, sort of. But it was a good introduction to Bilbo, because who kept them talking?
Bilbo
kept them talking. Who did they need? Bilbo. So
we're not reviewing Hobbit. Otherwise, we'd have to talk about the brilliance that is the barrel scene.
No, stop. My point is that everything that we met on this journey showed up at the end, and because of them meeting them, that impacted them showing up. The Elven King knew what was going on because he kidnapped the dwarves. Well, because they were hanging out in his. So my point is that not one of these characters, except the tribal lady.
I'm playing D&D, or actually it's Pathfinder, and one of the characters an elf, but was raised by humans. And so when I made a comment about dwarves, he's like, well, I wasn't raised with elvish prejudices, so I'm only a little racist against dwarves.
I unironically love that.
Oh my goodness, our campaign is hilarious.
That's great.
It's going great so far. They killed
great.
some bandits, and our cousin took a love letter to his sweetheart, and rolled a natural 20 to complete it.
What?
And has sent it on
in
his
word.
name.
Of the bandits?
Well, the bandit's dead to his sweetheart.
Yeah, he sent the bandit's love letter to the bandit's sweetheart.
That he completed with a natural 20.
Oh my word! My dude, that's such like our cousin. That's
Yeah.
what he would do. That's great.
And our other cousin who's playing, he's this blacksmith they went to had a picture of his grandmother, so he stole it.
Why?
So he has a picture of this random guy's grandmother.
What in the world? That's actually great. I love that.
I just love this kind of nonsense.
I love nonsense, honestly.
Anyway, nonsense that I don't love
is when they don't bring characters back, because what's the point in us meeting them? Like, seriously.
Okay, I want to talk about the intro. Our introduction to Kang here is very important because they intend to use Kang for Secret Wars.
What Secret Wars?
I think they want to make it the new Infinity Wars.
Oh, no.
I think Secret Wars was actually...
Why do we have to get higher and higher and higher stakes?
Actually, what was Secret Wars? You know what I really was looking forward to? The one where they do the plot where, what they should have done is they should have just done a bunch of, random movies, but in these movies, one character gets replaced as a scroll, and they're just kind of off. Until until they go to the event.
And then when you find out the end, you're like, oh my goodness, and you have to go back and watch those movies to see what's going on. Oh my goodness.
That's what I thought they were building up with Miss Marvel, and then they made them the good guys, which is really weird.
They did? I've never seen
when we get to Captain Marvel.
I don't.
Okay, let's see. So Secret Wars, so there's this dude called the Beyonder, and he observes the universe, fascinated by the presidents. He chooses a group of heroes and supervillains, teleports them to Battle World. This is so 80s comic books.
Yeah, it is.
I am from beyond, slay your enemy, he's in desire, etc., etc. So they all, let's see, so they all fight. They have several skirmishes. And then Galactus tries to confront this Beyonder with Doctor Doom and is defeated when everyone else reaches. Magneto leaves. Kang blasts Doctor Doom to the Euro base, tries to rally the villains, yada yada yada. So basically, they fight a bunch. So it's like the Visitor. So it's like this Beyonder making them fight or something.
Okay.
I don't know, but they're gonna have a Secret Wars TV show.
Oh. So this is like a setup?
Dude, I just want Doctor Doom.
Is that like that existential thing that he had at the end?
Kang's coming or something?
Yeah, whatever that was.
I don't know or care. That was weird.
Well, if it's a TV show, we don't have to watch it, so that makes my day better.
Marvel, no one wants to watch your TV shows.
No, I can't think of one. I've watched WandaVision all the way through, but that's because it was the first one. And I was like, this will be good. It did not get
what
better.
A sweet summer child.
I know. After that, tried Loki because I was so excited about the Loki TV show.
I knew it was going to be bad.
I actually did watch Winter Soldier and Falcon all the way through for some reason. I think
you were watching with our father.
Maybe that's what it was. I watch everything.
That show makes me the most sad because I feel like it could have been really good.
Yeah.
Like we could have had a really good political drama. Okay, this movie breaks Falcon and Winter Soldier, but we're going to get to it.
Oh, okay.
Because anyway, I wanted to talk about Kang. The point is he's going to be coming back.
Right.
So his introduction, Super
important.
Yeah, it's really important. I mean, so here's the thing. Thanos' introduction is him intimidating the other villain that we've seen is really cool and strong.
Wait, I don't
Guardians of the
remember.
Galaxy.
Is it when he intimidates Ronan?
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to bathe the Star Wars in your blood, and I want these Infinity Stones. So we're like, I mean, we made the joke where he's just like not going to get up from the chair, but I mean, as an introduction, it's whatever.
Yeah. It creates fear of the villain.
We're like, okay, this guy's
this guy's pretty good, you know.
We're like, okay, we're ready. I wouldn't say it's a fantastic introduction.
No, but at least made us afraid. Like, okay, this guy's...
Then
like,
Infinity War,
scary.
Introduces us to it by him beating Hulk, which they've dwarfed Hulk. Do you know what the dwarf effect is?
What?
Basically, it's where you have this character that's so strong, so you decide to have everyone beat up on him to show how they're strong, so he stops being strong.
I can see that. That makes sense.
I think Hulk can beat up Thanos, actually. You know what? I'm going to look this up. Can Hulk in the comics beat up Thanos? They really did Hulk dirty in everything.
In everything? Wow. That's kind of fair.
Okay, I am looking... Yeah, Thanos, without the Infinity Stones, would lose to Hulk in the comics.
Wow.
Dude, I'm so disappointed. We're never gonna get a good World War Hulk or a good Planet Hulk film.
Why not?
Because of the way the rights works. If they released an independent Hulk film, it'd have to be through Universal. And now they've already ripped off part of Planet Hulk with Ragnarok. So I want you to imagine Ragnarok, except it's the scenes with the arena, except it's like him fighting. Like all that stuff was stolen for Planet Hulk. We'll have to watch the movie because there's an animated movie with Planet Hulk. And then World War Hulk is basically, I forget who, but they send like a missile to his planet and kills his wife and kids. So he blames the Illuminati. Not the bad one, the good one.
That's fair. I mean, I blame the Illuminati for those kind of things.
No, that's an organization in the Marvel Universe. I know. Anyway, so he goes and he's like Planet Buster Hulk, and he just destroys everything.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty mad.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool.
That's fair.
But we're never going to get it.
No. That's disappointing.
I am perpetually disappointed. So much that I just don't care. Well, my point is Kang. So.
Oh, yes.
Here's what we do. His introduction is he can shoot something. Not even with his own weapon. It's hers, I think. Her gun. I think it was her gun.
Maybe. Don't remember.
Don't remember, don't care. But the point is, we don't see him doing anything cool. Like, we saw him
it's kind of like he's laying on the ground, and then he that desperation of shooting.
Yeah.
Like that.
And he's like, where are we? So like, this dude's clueless. He's kind of an idiot. Like, we're just like, he's not intimidating.
No.
I'd rather they introduced him with when he met there and he's like, Ant-Man. Yes, I do remember an Avenger by that name. Sorry, you all just blur together. I think that would have been the best introduction.
Yeah. It kind of gives you chills. Like,
yeah.
Oh my
And I think it's better than the
goodness.
line they did, because he's like, which one are you? The one with the hammer?
No, he's like, which one are you? Sorry, they blur together. And then he's like, and then he goes on and says, are you the one with the hammer?
I don't know. I feel like they should have removed the joke.
I feel like they should have.
Like, also that context just would have... He doesn't know about the multiverse. Kang knows he doesn't know about the multiverse. I'm fairly certain. So why would he say that? That only makes sense to someone who knows about the multiverse.
I don't know.
So yeah, what he should have said is, Ant-Man, yes, I do know an Avenger by that name. You all just blur together. Oh, or something like that. Because I do like the blur together line.
Yeah, I like the blur together
Okay,
line.
Mahler said that he really liked it because in a meta level, because all the Avengers films are just blurring together.
No, that's fair. It's pretty fair. It's kind of all the same plot and then different characters.
Also, if he's killed so many Ant-Mans, why did he fail to kill this one?
Yeah, I know.
There has to be a reason.
No, here's the reason.
He supposedly has taken on Thor. No, he supposedly can beat Thor and Hulk.
No, but the reason Ant-Man defeated him is because he got big and Antifa got big.
He hasn't met Antifa in another universe.
Oh. Okay, look, but they both got big
but
simultaneously.
He's beaten Thor.
And Thor be as big as them?
No, but Thor could beat them up.
'Tis true.
Like Thor has more power in his pinky.
I still don't know why he suddenly won. Like, they won and...
Anyway, we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
We barely began this movie and we're 40 minutes in.
Oh, dear. I gotta go to bed at some point. So, I didn't even know who the guy was in the beginning, so I was just calling him.
I knew it was Kang because of Loki.
Oh, see, I didn't watch that, so I didn't know. So, yeah. So then we get introduced, and I thought it was a weak introduction, like you said. Introduction.
They could have cut it and not lost anything, I'll be honest.
They kind of could have cut the whole backstory and revealed it in dialogue very briefly.
But that would take intelligence.
I hate it when people show us backstories that could have been revealed in dialogue. Because I'm like, I'm getting bogged down by this. I don't need to see whatever. I just need to be told. And honestly, it's even better if both of them get to tell their side of the story. And then you're like, well, who's right?
Oh, okay. We got to talk about it when they do the whole exposition jump, but Kang has no charisma.
No, actually doesn't.
Okay, but let's move on. I did comment this as a Deus Ex. That was a Deus Ex. Just randomly pops up.
When?
When he just shoots her. Like, we didn't see him before.
Oh, yeah, that was a Deus Ex. Yeah.
Anyway, so, and then...
Then we open...
Narration!
It's... No wonder he got confused for Spider-Man. Just saying. Am I wrong?
You're right, man. You're right.
Thank you.
He's like, oh, this dude's narrating.
He's just walking through, and it turns out it's part of his book.
Did he want to write a book?
Huh?
Was that like a thing he wanted to do?
I don't remember. It kind of came out left field. I was like, what?
Yeah, did
Ant-Man
really want to write a book?
Like, huh?
Okay, so you know what? I'm just like, okay, he wrote a book.
Yeah.
He's going through his day. They had the joke, thank you. He like goes in, gets a coffee, and he's like, oh, it's no charge. Thank you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, whatever. And he's like,
And he's like employee of the whatever. He's like sponsored by Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, he was sponsored by Baskin Robbins.
Okay, I thought that was funny.
I did. I actually enjoyed the amount of Baskin Robbins that showed up. It's just...
I think they could have done with a bit less. Like, just like a light garnish.
I felt like the very end with the Baskin Robbins was too much.
Yeah, or when he randomly showed up in the probability.
When he randomly showed up, I felt like if they used it right, it would have been good. But I felt like
to
the
be
whole
honest, I would have
probability
cut all
trash.
that was retarded.
So
Like,
I was not a fan of the
I don't
probability thing.
whoever came up with that idea really needs to be blacklisted from Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's like they looked at Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy
With the whale.
and then
The whale.
or the flower, oh no, not again.
Oh no, not
They're
again.
like,
We
what
will never know why he said again. Oh my word.
Oh my
I
goodness.
enjoyed that book. I haven't seen the movie. I want to see the movie because it's got what's his face in it, Martin Freeman.
Okay.
We gotta watch it.
You know, I'm
point.
friends with Martin Friedman. He
You
agrees
liar.
with me. The barrel scene is the peak of cinema.
Look, you're a liar.
Martin Scorsese is also my friend, and he agrees that it's the peak of cinema.
Who's Martin Scorsese?
Martin Scorsese?
Scorsese?
Oh my goodness, you don't know who Martin Scorsese is?
No.
Everyone knows.
I just know
who
Martin
he-
Freeman. And Morgan Freeman.
Martin.
I told that to Mom. I was like, Martin Freeman. She's like, oh, the guy who plays God? I'm like, no, Mom.
The
It's
guy
Morgan
who-
Freeman.
The guy who... Okay, so let's see. So he did... I'm trying to find one that you would have seen because he's a director.
Oh, he's a director.
Yes, he's a director. So he's made 81 films.
Wow.
Or
that's a
81
lot.
projects, let's put it that way. Oh, he's a producer on a bunch of ones.
Oh, well.
Okay, so let's see. Is there anything he wasn't a producer on? Okay, so he's a producer. Okay, so let's see. He did Wolf of Wall Street?
I haven't actually seen that one.
You haven't? He
No.
did Taxi Driver.
Nope, never heard of that.
He did, let's see, Goodfellas.
No.
He did, I don't think you've seen any of these.
Probably not.
Oh my goodness, he's been a producer since 1959.
1959.
That's crazy.
That's older than...
Oh, wait, I was looking at the movies he's produced. He also directs.
Oh.
Oh, he's director and producer on a lot of these.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. I don't think you've seen any of these. You haven't seen a single Martin Scorsese. Oh, he did The Last Temptation of Christ.
I haven't heard of that.
I think that's the one you have. I think it's the one with you know what.
No, I don't.
Where
That's
what's his
okay.
face was Jesus.
Who? I only know the Bruce Marciano Jesus.
No,
best
the other Jesus.
Huh? Morgan Freeman.
No.
Oh, sorry.
He played God. She's in Spider-Man.
MJ?
He was.
Oh.
Who was Goblin?
Oh, really? He played Jesus? Oh, yeah, we did talk about
Yes,
that in
we did.
Spider-Man.
Have you seen Bruce Almighty?
Yeah. No, wait.
The one with
He-
Morgan Freeman as God?
With Noah?
No, that's Evan Almighty.
Oh, I've seen Evan Almighty.
I thought that was a stupid film.
I thought it was pretty cheesy, but it was fun to watch with all the siblings.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
I liked watching with all the siblings.
I thought that Evan Almighty was the better film.
No, Evan Almighty is the one you thought was cheesy.
No, or I mean Bruce Almighty.
Oh, yeah. I see. I haven't heard of Bruce Almighty.
That's
why I
one
said
where
Almighty.
where Jim Carrey gets mad at God. So God like shows up was like, okay, fine, you have my powers. Let's
Really?
see you do better. Yes.
That's pretty cool. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's we'll have to watch it one of these days.
Yeah. That sounds-
Anyway, we will do anything to not talk about this film.
we really will.
We're at
being
45 minutes and
distracted.
we're at the introduction. We might have to cut this podcast. No, we can't do that. Okay, move on. Narration, bad.
Yes.
Them dogging on Ant-Man, bad.
Yeah.
That was mean.
Honestly, I was like, come on now.
Like, let the
I
man
love
chill and
Ant-Man.
have his book. He's like, well, I saved the entire universe. And they're
Yeah,
like,
'cause they're always
yeah, but
sitting
when
there
have you
eating
done later?
pizza.
No, he saved you idiots are alive today because of
Literally
him.
because of
You
him.
owe him his life. You should be waiting on this man hand and foot.
Yeah, they owe him a lot. It was just... Oh, before that, because Cassie, which I called her
Oh, yeah.
Cassidy in the beginning.
Cassie.
Her name's Cassie,
By the way, the actress that played Cassie in Endgame found out that she was not going to be reprising the role because of a social media post announcing the casting.
What? I knew she looked different.
Why'd they recast her?
It makes no sense. I liked the other girl better. I felt like she looked more like what I think. Like, this girl just looked like too old and just, I don't know. Like, the other girl looked more genuine. She looked
What was
more
she?
fake.
Yeah, here I've got him pulled up together.
Yeah, see, the middle, just the face and everything.
She looks. What was she in?
I don't know, but she looks familiar.
Yeah, the other Cassie was better. This one just looks annoying.
Yeah, she is annoying. Like, we get introduced to her in jail and being like, oh, it's not the first time. And then, like, she stole something from him or
She's
something.
like, wait, why didn't the cops search her for that? Because if people know about the Ant-Man tech, oh my goodness, the bad press for poor Scott that his daughter got thrown in jail. And then she just gets out without a trial. You want to talk about social things?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this comment on this Reddit thing. Cassie looks younger than she did in Endgame.
Yeah, she does. She looks like 16. Like, the other one, she looked like she had, she was like 20s or whatever. Actually had moved on with her life, it was like, actually had something for him to miss. But, like, she's 16, so, like, okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm trying to figure out who else she was in. Because I don't like her. Maybe it's because I don't like her character.
I don't know. I don't like her character. I'm not I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
Emma
just like
Furman.
her face in general. I mean, nothing against Emma Furman.
No, that's the
lovely
old
person.
one.
Oh. I don't know who played the new one. Nothing
Let's
against
see.
her.
I'm trying to figure out who did. Why did I get an ad for Jewish jewelry? I don't wear jewelry. Anyway. Furman. Catherine Newton.
Catherine Newton.
Let's look this up. Catherine Newton. Catherine Newton. She was, let's see. She was in Detective Pikachu. That's what I know her from.
Oh. I haven't seen Detective Pikachu.
She was in the reboot. She was in Lady Bird.
I don't think I've seen Lady Bird.
Oh my goodness, was she Lady Bird? I hated that movie. It's a stupid artsy film. No, she wasn't. Who was she in that one then? Was she just a random person?
But we get introduced to her as
in jail.
In jail because she was trying to stop them from clearing out a homeless camp.
We gotta go back to the world building. One, that's not their land. Two, why don't they just make dollhouses and grow them, and then put the homeless people in there?
Dang.
Also, yeah, if you're a famous company, why aren't you sponsoring low-income housing, Hope? Why aren't you doing anything, Hope?
Come on now.
We could be having low-income housing that's dirt cheap, Hope.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is buy the land and buy a dollhouse, chuck a thing at it, and you have yourself a very nice house.
Like, with all this PIM particles and such, there goes the economy
transportation
almost.
Industry.
Everything.
I could literally, except for the fact that weight is still an issue.
Quote unquote, still an issue, even though she walked around with a car in her hand.
Yes, well, to be fair, he had a tank.
A tank.
Which was kind of funny.
I
thought that was funnier than the tank car. He's like, you never know when you need a tank.
You never know when you may need a tank.
I like
That's
Hank.
fair, Hank. I agree with Hank.
I'm with Hank. I think they dogged on Hank too much this year.
I feel like
not near as much as Scott, though.
Poor Scott.
He's like, but I saved the world. Oh, and then they had these very, very legitimate things to say, as in, we're like, oh, why don't you have a suit? And he's like listing, all these dangerous things and his reasons, and then he came up. What was the stupid reason he had? Because he had a pretty stupid reason at the end.
For what?
For why she couldn't have a suit. Like, she's like, so, and then he came up with like the stupidest reason instead of like the legitimate reasons. Also, he didn't act like a parent. Okay, so I'm gonna set you the scene. I'm gonna say, hello, you are now my mother.
Yeah.
So
believe it, buddy.
have been taking my child and going behind my back about dangerous things.
Oh,
now, if that gets revealed, I'm not going to stare there out foolishly. I'm going to be like, "Let's come in the next room. We have to have a talk." What do you mean you gave my child something dangerous? Like if you're taking him or her to like drag racing or something.
Yeah, there's an issue
like,
there.
here's the thing. Even if it's okay, Hank crossed a line.
He did.
In the parental boundary.
Yeah.
That's Ant-Man's child.
Yeah.
It's not his child.
You don't do stuff
and I don't
like that.
think that Hank would be that kind of guy.
No.
Like, I don't know. I think Hank understands the parental boundary, having to be a single father with hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just feel like
they just went behind her back.
It's like everyone's
against Scott saved your idiots' lives, you absolute fools.
And he's trying to raise his daughter right, and then
to not be in the police station or whatever.
Not be in jail, where he she's like becoming the opposite of what he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, and the movie wants to tell us she's right, and the cops are bad for getting the homeless away from... Look, they're in San Francisco, man. There's gonna be homeless.
Yeah, like...
I'm surprised that there's as little... that the cops are actually clearing away homeless. Also, with the blip, wouldn't there be too much housing?
Why?
Well, because everyone got dusted, and then they came back, so everyone would have to, come back. Look, they didn't think about the logistics. Why would there be a bunch of more homeless than normal?
Yeah, I don't know why there's more homeless. You just go back to your
Wouldn't we have
house?
to worry about, wouldn't she say, oh, I intervened when the cops tried to stop a bread riot or something because there wasn't enough food for something? Congratulations, we just did a world building.
Yeah, but
oh my goodness, he grew the pizza.
Oh yeah,
that breaks
he saved
everything.
$8.
Yeah,
I
it's
that. He saved $8.
Yeah, but that breaks everything.
Yeah,
you can make little pizzas.
Filling your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Just
stop thinking. Oh, you know what would be?
I
think EFAP had a good point with this. If he said, "I saved $8 through $200 of pin particles," to show that it's economically not viable.
Yeah, he'd be like, "I saved $8." She's like, "But you spent $200 on pin particles,"
or something like that. Or even he does it as a joke or something with $200 of pin particles.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't make much sense, but at least it doesn't break the universe because now the universe is broken.
Yeah,
it's been broken.
Thanos never needed to do that.
Why didn't Thanos just get the pin particles? Oh my goodness gracious me! This movie is breaking everything. Do people not think from point A to point B?
No.
Do they not think this out?
No.
Okay. Anyway, so Cassie reveals that she's Ironheart, Shuri, another teenage girl, super genius.
Why? Why does everybody have to be a super genius?
So, if I...
That's what I liked about Scott, is that he wasn't a genius.
He was just a dude.
He was just a normal guy who had to work at Baskin-Robbins.
Yeah. He was just a guy, man, and he's just trying to get good, and and Hank's already the genius or whatever.
Yeah, so he doesn't need to be the genius. He can be the brawn-ish.
Yeah, but you have to make every teenage girl a genius.
Yeah, come
all
on
of them. Name one teenage girl in this that's not a genius. These people do realize it takes years and years of study.
Right, you can't just suddenly understand it because.
Also, okay, she was 11 when they got dusted.
Okay.
So let's take... You know what? Let's be nice.
Hank got dusted too.
Yes, so Hank wasn't there. But let's be nice. Let's take our brother. He is 13.
Mm-hmm.
If I gave him the 5 years, and I gave them the journals of Hank Pym, all his equipment, all the time in the world...
I think he'd get bored and go play tanks.
Let's say he's motivated. Let's say he's actually motivated.
Yeah.
Do you think in 5 years he could even reach the level of understanding these journals?
No.
What? Did they start out teaching you the basics of linear algebra into calculus? Because I'm going to pull up a physics formula right now. Let's see. I think it's the Schrödinger wave equation. One equation. And by the way, I just want to let you know. Let's see. I'm looking for it. Oh, it's giving me... No, I want the full... It's giving me parts of the formula. Oh, wow. It's big. Okay, I'm just going to show you part of the formula.
Oh, you've showed that to me before. And
Yes,
it
I
makes
have.
0 sense still.
Yeah. Let's say you saw Schrodinger's notes on this.
Like I'd understand anything, even
Yeah.
with that.
Do you think you could... Again, this is part of this formula.
Yeah.
Part. There's more to it.
I mean...
You couldn't... If I gave you 5 years, maybe, but you're an adult that has gone through higher mathematics.
Yeah.
That's an 11-year-old child.
Mm-hmm. Whose brain is not fully developed and cannot make connections that adults can.
Just can't.
Like children cannot make connections between things because their brains are underdeveloped. And that's the way it's supposed to be. So quit making all these 11-year-old... How old is she now? 16? 16-year-old.
Are we going to have to start ranking who we hate more? Like, we've been ranking love interests.
Yeah.
And... Which I don't even feel like
remember.
ranking Hope in the love interests. I just don't care.
Okay, better than Pepper, worse than Pepper.
I told you I don't care. Like, I don't care about her.
Okay, better than Pepper, worse than Pepper. Worse
She didn't
because
do
you
much.
didn't care about her. Like, I cared more about Pepper than her. I mean, Pepper was a little annoying at times, but...
I don't... Whatever. Anyway, my point is, who's more annoying? Ironheart, Shuri, or Cassie?
Haven't seen Ironheart. Haven't seen Shuri. Cassie was annoying as all get out, but she did not make antiquated meme references.
Oh my goodness. I find it humorous how in Black Panther they're randomly like, oh yeah, let's work with the black girl because Africans. Okay. I am friends with Africans, and I don't mean this as I'm not racist. I have black friend things. I mean as in I've spoken to these people, and I know kind of what they think. Great people. I love Africans. They don't feel an ounce of solidarity with African Americans. Not a single ounce. Like, less than your average white person does.
Wow.
So this whole, oh, we're both black, now we're going to work forever? Africans I know would have just been like, okay, bang. Okay, we'll go let Namor know that we killed Ironheart.
Oh my word.
Like, they wouldn't care. Like, whatever.
Is Ironheart in a movie?
Yeah.
What movie?
The latest Black Panther.
Oh, that's the reference. I haven't seen any of the Black Panthers.
We'll get to it. Anyway, my point... What's my point? Oh, yeah. I love Africans. Great people.
I know South African.
I also know... I know a Nigerian.
I know Bahamian.
That's not an African.
I know, I'm sorry.
Let's see. Okay.
I don't know a
Let's
lot of
look at a map.
people.
Let's look at a map here. The Bahamas is over
talk to a
here.
lot of people.
Africa's way over here.
I don't talk to people on like you do.
I know a Kenyan. He has 3 wives.
Huh. Okay.
If you wish, you could be his 4th. I could ask him.
You know,
he's like one of the richest guys in his village.
The richest guy in his village.
He's got a legitimate rich job. Like, he's got a legitimate job.
I mean, if he's the richest guy in his
I'll
village.
send him a message. Hey, you want my sister?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, well, if you're sure, the offer is open to our audience. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he would appreciate me
Just don't
doing
tell him
that.
about it. Maybe
Don't tell
he'll never
him.
find it.
I don't. No, because he actually works.
Yeah, so he won't listen to the podcast. He'll never find it.
Anyway, my point is,
Yes.
I hate Cassie.
True. She's annoying as all get out because she's perfect.
No flaws. Everything's right. I'm with Ant-Man all the way, man.
Completely.
Ant-Man's right throughout this whole movie.
Him?
He did nothing wrong, and the movie just keeps dogging on him.
Yeah, the whole time. Like, what the heck? And it's not even subtle about it.
Honestly, why aren't these people giving him a foot massage when he gets back from reading his book?
Not feet. Come on now.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. He
He
saved their
needs something.
lives. All you people are alive because of him.
Yeah.
Why don't you make him a pizza? Why don't you get your lazy behind into the kitchen and make him a very nice gourmet pizza for saving your life? That's the least they could do.
Yeah.
The least is make him a pizza.
Yeah.
You know, I get a pizza out of my wife because I vacuum the floor. All I'm saying is they
Wow,
they
you
made
don't
her
have
make
to do
it.
much for pizza then, do you?
She likes baking. She likes cooking. What can I say?
Hmm.
Anyway, my point is, like, more than a pizza, man, but at least start with a
Like
homemade
2 pizzas.
2 pizzas. Actually read his book.
It showed later that Hank did.
Okay, I do think it was funny how he, like, turns it on in his book, and he's like, turn it up, what? That was a kind of a cute little moment.
Oh, I didn't actually like that.
Really? I thought it was... Why didn't you like it?
Because I felt like the whole book thing was making fun of him.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta tell you something funny. So, you know who Todd Rogers is, right?
No.
Okay. Todd Rogers is this has-been that used to do video game high scores.
Okay.
One of the scores he got was like a 551 in Dragster. It's this really old Atari game. Anyway, it turns out that score is literally impossible.
Oops.
Like, literally, the game rules do not allow it.
Oops.
Someone made an Excel sheet which maps out all the possible times. It's not one of them.
Wow.
Anyway, so it turns out this guy's been entering his own scores. So he's like a huge cheater.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he gets taken down. People make videos on him. So he sues the company that took him down for defamation. And in the case, he starts at one point talking about his book.
What?
And how he lost sales of his book because of this.
What?
Except there's one issue.
What?
He's never written
He
a book.
doesn't have a book.
He doesn't have a book.
I lost sales on my book. Sir, you don't have a book.
I love the guy who's watching. He's like, now I'm the biggest Todd Todgers fan. Someone the lawyer misspelled his name as Todd Todgers at one point. So it's like a joke. I'm the biggest Todd Todgers fan, and I've looked everywhere, but I can't for the life of me find this book, which stinks. I really want to buy it. Anyway, just like that I've been thinking about this whole time.
So funny.
It is. It is.
It's pretty great.
Oh, man, free comedy. These people, if they weren't, dude, so you know Billy Mitchell?
Mm-mm.
Billy Mitchell, basically, he allegedly got the first $1 million in Donkey Kong. It was a fake. He cheated hard.
Okay.
He sued a guy and harassed him until he killed himself, a YouTuber. And then celebrated when he found out that he killed himself.
Oh my word.
Yeah, it's
how
just
evil
awful.
Can you be?
Yeah, this YouTuber's crime, he dressed up as him and made fun of him.
Oh my word.
That's why he sued it. Yeah, it was, let me see if I can find the picture of him dressed up as Billy Mitchell. This is a far more interesting topic. So while I look that up, continue on about the telescope.
The telescope?
You know, the quantum telescope.
Oh, I didn't think it was a telescope. I think what it was is that it was some kind of communication device.
No, it was a telescope because they wanted to look into it. They were like sending
Was
a signal.
Sending a signal, but somehow it was like... It just doesn't make sense how you can... Like... I don't know, for being a telescope, it just looked like a portal thing. A way to have a portal.
I don't know.
And then somehow they're all chilling. And then just at that very moment it happens. That somehow it starts to suck them all through. And I don't know who... We never get to hear who activated it. How it got activated. What happened. Like, we don't know anything. Yeah, so I don't know why it just started to suck stuff in. But it did. So I did think I thought it was interesting. Is that they're sitting there, because it's like sucking them in. So they're sitting there and they're holding on to stuff. And then I think Janet and maybe Hank get sucked in. And then...
Oh, here we go.
What? Oh. Huh?
That's Billy Mitchell in
Which
Apollo
one?
Legend. The one that doesn't look like he's in a fake mustache.
Oh, was that... Oh, I thought that was a mask. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, my point is that guy's a scumbag.
Yeah. So here's my point. My point.
Yeah.
Is that Hank and Janet get sucked into the thing, right?
Yes.
And
Well, I think Hank, as soon as he saw Janet, went and let go to be with her.
I can't remember. But my
But
point
if that,
is,
let's assume that that's true. Okay.
my
I think
point
that was
is-
actually a good.
Yes,
bit of
I think that was a
characters.
good bit of character because my point is that what did Hope do when she saw that? She put on her little mask thing and let go. She flew in after her parents. And then what was left? Scott was the only one left hanging. His daughter already flew in. He was the only one left. And the only way that he went into the quantum realm was because he was dragged there. 2 people went there willingly because their family went and they were going to go help them.
Yeah, but
why
wouldn't he
did
go
they
with his
make
daughter?
Scott? That's what I'm saying. Why did they make Scott unwilling to follow his daughter, whom he loves so much, into the quantum realm? Why did they do that to his character?
Or by the way, we have to mention the fact that the ants are now building technology randomly.
Oh yeah, ants are randomly building technology by themselves.
Okay.
And then they get sucked into.
The ants are in there.
Because there's no ants in the quantum realm.
There's not enough ants in Ant-Man.
I'm sorry, I thought ants died off.
I like ants.
I like ants. Yeah, there's not enough ants in Ant-Man. Like in the first one, there were some good uses of ants.
Yeah.
I liked all the ants.
I mentioned this to you. I thought it was cool how they used him as like a guard. I'm like,
I'm like, that's a creative way to use the ants.
The comics had a very creative way because all the ants can talk to each other, so that it was a worldwide spiring of ants.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, we could even do that as a joke in Avengers where Tony Stark, like, he's going and he's like, oh, and he like picks up an ant and tosses it, and then he's like, okay, now we can talk further. They're like, why'd you do this? He's like, Hank's always watching.
That would be great because it's like this little thing between geniuses. Oh, I know he's watching.
Or even better, don't even just say anything. Just like have him chuck the thing out the window and while he's.
That would be great. I love that. See, can't we have more creative uses of ants?
Just look at the comics. The comics did so many things.
Yeah.
Dude, they had one where they had a comic where this beetle gained intelligence and led all the bugs against the humans, except the ants were loyal.
Yes.
Or they had one where this guy learned to talk to ants, so he tries to turn them against Ant-Man. Except they're ants. So
yeah.
They're his buddy. They're partners.
Yeah, they're buddies. They're buddies here.
Yeah, like there's so many cool comic things that they could have adapted.
Honestly.
I would rather, even though it's pretty
Like the one
pulpy,
where-
I would rather literally see the beetle trying to kill all of humanity.
Yeah, actually, me too. That would have been good. That'd been better than this.
Yeah, and they had like some interesting things about how they couldn't like fight them, because like all the telephone poles like go down because the termites at the first time, and like the bees put honey in the guns, so there's nothing they can do, and
That's so cool.
kind of like this. It was kind of creative.
Yeah.
For like a weekly comic, it was very creative.
Yeah.
Or monthly, but I think you had to write other comics. My point is, Quantumania has no creativity in it.
Nope.
So we're in the quantum zone, the quantum realm, the quantum corner.
Yep, and they say, Scott saves his daughter, he goes giant, and the other ones save each other or whatever. So you got 2 teams, basically. You got Scott and Cassie. And then you got Janet, Hank, and Hope. And they're all like, Janet, what happened in the quantum realm? She's like, I'm not going to tell you right now. You don't need to know it.
We gotta move on. It would take 2 seconds for her to be like, by the way, guys, I was fighting this dude named Kang the Conqueror. He's gonna be hunting
he's
for
still
me.
here.
He
He's
doesn't
hunting
like
for
me. So we gotta get out of here.
I started this rebellion against him, so now we gotta
I
leave.
wrote down this line where it's like, some people call me freedom fighter, others a terrorist.
Oh, yeah.
Was their point like more Antifa nonsense?
I don't know.
I mean, that's like a line. One person's freedom fighter is another person's terrorist or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can point to the Taliban as an example.
You can point to a lot of people.
I can point to Al-Qaeda, even though they're... Yeah, well, you know my opinion on Al-Qaeda. But the point is, okay, that can be a true line. But the problem is it wasn't earned. Because the whole point of that line is to show gray morality.
Yeah.
There's no gray morality in this. We never see Kang pitch why he's doing what he's doing.
No, we already jerk. Yeah, the whole time we're just like, Kang's
now they
evil,
kind of do that in that they're like, oh, all the other timelines would be destroyed if I was improving timelines or whatever.
I forgot about. I don't remember that though.
Like, it was pretty throwaway. It was very
just a
throwaway.
So, yeah.
They didn't do anything about the benefits of Order or Empire. So, which is fine. You don't have to do that. People are like, there's no benefits. No, there is.
No benefits
stability, security. People come say, oh, you have to give up your freedom. Yeah, but benefits are benefits. Even if I cut off my arm, I have less food. I mean, I need to eat less food because I don't have an arm. That's a benefit.
You'd have to eat less food?
Well, because I don't have to feed the arm. I'm just saying that benefits of something doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, okay.
That's my point. I might have done like a weird example.
A little bit, but that's okay.
Look, if I go to Death Valley, I will have the benefit of getting a lot of very nice sun.
Good vitamin D.
Yes. It's not a good idea.
No, you stupid. Yeah, so it's set up. Janet, makes them hide from this light thing. So, okay, Janet knows about this world. And they're like, tell us. And she's like, no. I don't even remember. What are we talking about?
Where she fought the guy that regrows his limbs and it turns out it's like a ritual or something.
She would have gone small. Yeah. She would have seen him, immediately gone small and started fighting. Yeah, that was...
That was stupid.
But...
That whole moment was stupid.
So we go back to Scott and Cassie... And this thing attacks them, and then the other thing attacks them, and then guess who defeats the thing that attacked them? The tribal people, I think.
And then they, kidnap them, and then
they kidnap them. And then they're chilling there, and they're like, it's just whack. Because there's everyone, they're all in, this arena, their circle or whatever, and they're just, chanting.
You know what EFAT pointed out? He pointed out the reason why they didn't show Cassie drinking the ooze.
Why?
Can you imagine how it would look on stream about these guys grabbing a teenage girl and forcing her to drink something?
That is true. That would be issues.
Why did she say drink? Why did she say Dad drink the ooze? Why didn't she say Dad drink the ooze? You'll understand them.
Yeah. Why didn't she?
Also, just because something's in your mouth doesn't mean you swallow it.
Also true. You have to activate.
Also, what if he drowned on the ooze? What if he just drowned and they're like, oh.
Well, okay. Shoot.
Because that's a possibility.
Yeah, why don't they just talk to her and say, hey, would you give your dad this cup of ooze and tell him to drink it?
Granted, the ooze is retarded beyond belief.
Yeah, that was just...
Also, they all are different peoples and they all have to drink the ooze to communicate. Why do they all have the same word for drink the ooze? Why wouldn't it be goo goo ga and jagavu or whatever? It's all va gra ba.
Yeah.
You know.
That was...
It should have all been different.
Right?
Because...
It makes no sense.
Granted, the mechanics of that. It's just stupid.
It is. I think they just wanted people... They wanted everyone to be the same language.
Yes.
Even though... What if Janet could understand the language?
No, but Janet later drinks the ooze.
I know, but
granted, how did she order... Well, that tells you that dude's species is in farms right now. For the ooze, that they're milking them for the ooze.
Oh my word!
Maybe that's why they're going for freedom, because they're all in.
Holes guy. Gross. Okay.
How many holes do you have? And the other guy, he has 7. Okay, I did think that was funny how he's right. When you realize he was counting his holes.
Yeah, that's right.
Also, a lot of people have 7 holes.
I think
most things on this planet have 7 holes. The guy who pointed out that he has 7 holes. The psychic guy has 7 holes. It's not a
that's
big
the
thing.
thing. Is he's like, how many holes do you have? It's like everybody. I just
And then the payoff for that was retarded.
Yeah.
He
never
somehow
came up
shoots...
again. But we'll get to that later. Don't cry. It's okay. So.
There are so many things I could be doing with my time now.
I know.
Please donate to our Patreon because we need money to go to wipe our wipe our tears with.
Money to wipe our tears with?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why they should donate to our Patreon.
That's why we get money.
Yeah, just to wipe our tears. That's what I use
my money for.
Yes, I went through a lot of money just wiping my tears away.
I know, my money's all soaked, and now I'm even broker than I was before.
We don't have money.
I know, I used coins.
What I do is I take my US dollars and I exchange it for Venezuelan, so I have a lot more different bills
there you
to wipe
go.
my tears with.
I can exchange my penny and get like so many bills.
Exactly. You know, I'm currently feeding 15 people in Venezuela. It's costing me about 50 cents a day.
Wow. That's expensive.
I really wanted to go all out for these people because I feel like it's good to go extreme in charity. I thought that I actually didn't like the sidekick guy, by the way. I thought he was annoying.
I thought he was a little bit annoying, but also I thought that he
When he's
was
like,
a little funny sometimes.
She's disappointed in you.
Yeah, that was annoying. But some of the other stuff was kind of funny. Like, the thing, like...
Like, she's 16. Why is it disappointing? It should be mad. Like, she's 16.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, she is 16.
Yeah.
Man, she was young.
Yeah, 16-year-olds are stupid.
They actively are. As a 16-year-old... Actually, I didn't really do much when I was 16, so...
Listen to your father.
Listen to your mother. Wait.
Well, I'm talking about Cassie. She needs to listen to Ant-Man.
Oh, I thought we were just giving general advice.
I mean, you should. Anyway, that was an aside. The point is, Cassie hasn't even done anything to honor her father.
Yeah,
she should
and
be
then
calling him sir. She should not be going her and go. You know, like, okay, it would have booked video, but I was like doing the whole disappointed face. Like, that, how can you be disappointed in your own father? Like,
Yeah,
that's so disrespectful.
What did he do?
What did he do? He was like,
he saved your life.
No. He was like, oh, wait. This is where he had some good arguments. Because remember, she's like, oh, we need to help these people. And he's like pointing out, very logical, we don't know who these people are.
Yeah,
we don't know
these
what's
could have been
going
the
on.
bad guys.
Imagine if they were. Like, we just got to get out of here. And then she's like, oh, bad. And he's like, well, it's not our fight. No, you had good reasons.
It's literally not.
Say those. It isn't your fight. But it's supposed to be the theme of if there's a problem, you have to get in on it. But you don't know what's going on. Imagine Kang was, like, imagine these people were actually terrible. Imagine if this was ISIS. This is Quantum ISIS.
Oops.
And they helped Quantum ISIS.
Darn. Hate it when that happens.
Happened to me last week.
Yeah. It's rough.
Happened to the Pentagon in real life.
No.
So I send weapons to Middle East. Oops.
My
I
bad.
guess we did that to ISIS. Oh, well. You know, we need to declare this podcast a terrorist podcast so that the U.S. government will send us money.
You know that's genius?
I know. This is now.
Or we're Ukraine.
Oh.
We need another podcast to attack us.
Okay, yeah. If anyone wants to do that, I'll send you half the money.
Yeah, we'll split the money that the U.S. government gives us.
Now this is Ukrainian podcast.
I don't know, because I really kind of enjoyed the mind reader dude, except when he was annoying. Like, there were times when he was not annoying. It was kind of funny.
You know, he violates your privacy.
Yeah,
And
but the
there's a
casual
reason why-
violation of privacy was kind of funny.
He's like, stop thinking about that. No, that wasn't funny.
No, that wasn't funny.
I kind of went...
There was just there was just a couple of things that he did. I don't know.
That were mildly amusing.
Yeah. I just kind of... the casual violation of privacy was funny.
I don't know. I think he was badly written, we'll put it that way. And we will move on. So, we're getting close to his reveal.
Who's?
The greatest character in the movie.
What? The laser eye guy?
No.
Wait a second. We have to go back to Janet, and when she goes into the Janet and Co.
Oh yeah. So they
go
to
into
bar,
this bar thing that she has to open with a secret password
or whatever, and then she orders some ooze, which I guess means that she knows the language.
She orders it in the language,
but yet she still needs to drink the ooze.
Yeah.
Which again, we made this joke earlier, means that there's a farm of these goop people. Which, by the way, that's the only goop people person we ever meet.
Because all of them are being farmed, and he escaped the rebellion.
True. But they have a problem with this, where they just randomly introduce an alien creature or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't do more of it.
Yeah.
I think they were going for kind of like a cantina thing.
I think they were, but
except
it just
it's like,
was not good.
Like in the cantina, everyone was just chilling and doing their own thing, and didn't really care about Luke.
Mm-hmm. But in this,
everything.
everybody cared about the main characters.
So then Bill Murray shows up.
Before Bill Murray, even when in episode 4, when the guy gets his arm cut off by the lightsaber, they immediately just go back to their business.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah, but like in this, something happens and like, oh no, let's all watch. Come on now.
Okay, so Bill Murray shows up.
Yeah.
I can't believe they had to drag Bill Murray into this.
I keep getting confused because I thought, as you were saying, Bill Murray, I thought it was the guy. What's his name? Murphy.
What?
The black guy. Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. I want to say Edwin Murphy, but that didn't make any sense.
And I got confused because I thought I keep getting Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy mixed
They're
up.
not even similar.
They have similar names.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Bill Murray, Eddie Murphy.
Whatever.
They're both.
Have you seen Ghostbusters?
No.
We'll have to watch it.
Okay.
It's great.
The original one?
Mm-hmm.
Or the 2016?
There is no 2016 one.
What is it? 2018?
There's no 2008. There is no. Actually, I heard Ghostbusters Aftermath was good, and it's like an actual sequel where like the kids find the old Ghostbusting equipment or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, but as I said, there is no 2016.
Oh yeah, they're sitting there and they're waiting for the ooze or something, or no, they already got the ooze and Jane was going to talk to somebody, and then this broccoli guy comes up and hits on Hope.
Yeah.
And I was like,
weird.
And then that's it.
We never see another broccoli guy again.
Why is he hitting on her? Because he just says hi and then he just walks away.
That was weird.
And I was like, but why? Like, usually species are attracted to their own species.
Oh my goodness, you just opened up the can of worms.
Oh. Which one?
I had needs.
Ah!
I just want to say, Janet is a cheating jerk. Hank just went on, like he said dinner, right? Went on a few dinner.
It wasn't dinner.
It sounded like dinner to me. Anyway, the point is, he thought she was dead, so he's in the clear. He didn't cheat. He wouldn't have done. And even then, his heart was only for her. She was all like, she didn't even go like, well, I thought that I'd never return. You know, I thought you were dead to me.
No, she's just like, I had needs.
I need needs. I need needs. No, you don't.
No, that's not a need.
And then,
sorry.
Okay, I don't want to talk. We have always had to. Anyway, that's all we're gonna say about that.
Yeah.
I like Hank. I hate Janet. Moving on. Bill Murray is all like, he's being really vague on why he joined King.
Yeah, he's like,
they never think about why he did.
He made some good points. It's like, but
wait, was it money? Was it that he had his daughter kidnapped? I wonder who else has their daughter kidnapped and has to do something, otherwise she will be hurt. And is the good guy. No, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, we never, like, supposedly these two were, like, really close. Like, too close.
Yeah.
Back up.
The way she looked at him, I was like, my girl, stop. You're in front of your husband.
We said we wouldn't talk about that anymore.
Sorry.
Point is, Bill Murray was bad. He was trying. Or, was he trying? There was nothing he could do. Just like Paul Rudd was trying, and there was nothing he could do.
Paul Rudd really was trying.
There was nothing he could do with this script.
No. It's trash.
It's like they handed him a pile of poop and said, make brownies. And he's like, I can try. He put like some frosting on it and baked it and did the toothpick. And he's like, no, it's just dog poop with frosting.
Okay, that's gross.
By the way, still better than Quantumania because at least part of it tastes good. Frosting. Here, nothing does.
It's true. Now, I have written down.
Yes.
Going back to the Cassie and Scott part.
No, we got to finish talking about Bill Murray thing because the fight scene was stupid.
Okay, fine, but then we'd still have to go back in time.
I don't care. I want to talk about the fight scene so that we get that all done so we can talk about everything until they show up randomly at the weird battery. So.
Talk about the fight scene.
Why didn't Wasp go small in it? She was standing there shooting. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah.
It was a bad fight scene.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us want to talk about it.
I don't remember. I was so unimpressed. And I was
Also,
like,
Bill Murray never shows up again.
no.
It's kind of weird.
It's like, why are you there in the first place? But okay.
Yeah, it was weird. And they, like, throw him to the little thing. What's the whole eating the little thing just seemed like shock value to me.
Yeah.
As in, they just wanted to shock us.
They did. They ate the little squid dude.
Also, that's stolen from Rick and Morty. They had that joke where he, like, eats something that's alive. Except, that joke led to a follow-up joke where, like, the police come and it's like a sting operation. He's doing it illegally, and then they, like, lead him to all the other living things, and then they're able to, like, and he like dumps the water. He's like, be free. You know, I kind of thought a bird would, and then, like, a giant bird comes and grabs the cop, and he's like, I should have said.
Ah!
Anyway, my point is,
That's actually kind of funny.
yeah, Rick and Morty, it does have its moments. I shouldn't be watching it, but it does have its moments.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, my point is, I wonder if they took that from Rick and Morty, because the guy who wrote this actually did write some Rick and Morty episodes.
Maybe.
Actually, now I'm curious which ones he wrote. Anyway, continue on.
So, then they get in the ship, and
It's alive!
and he has to put his hands in, like, these gooey
How did he know how to drive it?
tubes, and she's like, it's just like riding a bike.
What do you
What's
mean?
like riding a... There's no handles. It's putting your hands in it.
Yeah, you know that phrase is used for you not forgetting things, not for randomly learning things?
Yeah.
Wait, hold the phone.
Okay, got it.
It got nominated for a award, Best Music Supervision for a trailer. Okay, so it's a nonsense award, never mind. I was like, wait, did it get nominated for an Oscar or something that actually mattered?
It did. That'd be trash.
I'd be like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it had Jeff Loveness. Let's see, what else did he do? He was on The Office. Oh, he's one. Let's see. So he wrote 6 Rick and Morty episodes. Claw and Hoarder, Never Rick and Morty, Promortius, and the Vat of Acid episode. So he wrote like 4 episodes. Oh, and he wrote some in season 5. I don't know. I don't remember any of these episodes. I don't actually watch every episode, so I don't remember these. What else did he write? Wait, they have writers for the Oscars? He has a writing credit for the Oscars and for the Emmys. Oh my goodness, he was a Jimmy Kimmel writer. That explains everything.
Ah.
He also used to write for The Onion.
Mm.
That's interesting. Anyway, so I have no... Oh, he's got an upcoming movie. Oh, Avengers, The Kang Dynasty.
The Kang Dynasty.
The Kang...
The Kang Dynasty.
The Kang Dynasty.
They saw what he did with this and thought it was a good idea to keep him around.
Well, maybe they got him with a contract.
Oh dear.
Oh, he's gotten 3 Emmys. Oh, no. He won 3 Emmy. Won 1, was nominated for 3.
Okay.
He's gotten nominee for awards from the Writers Guild of America. Really, can this, like, I don't understand. Like, because this is bad. I wonder, did they give him no time? Like, why is it so bad?
Could we get back to being introduced to the best character?
Oh, yes, we got to be introduced. So
we go back to Cassie and Scott.
Yes.
And the bad guys attack for some reason because somehow they got...
oh, yeah, she's like, you led them right to us. Lady, you brought them there.
Yeah, like, lady, what you talking about? They were fine. You could have just left
They
them.
were chilling. Just ignore them.
What you mean? You brought them. And then, so they're attacking, there's all kinds of, I don't even know what's going on. Buildings are lifting off.
Because they're alive.
Because
they had that whole joke, oh, your buildings are alive, yours aren't?
Yeah, and then no other buildings are alive.
Yeah. Like,
By the
we
way.
see Kang with dead buildings.
Man, did he murder them?
Maybe he murdered the buildings.
But they didn't look alike. Like, they looked like they were built. These look like...
retarded.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, if they came on, like, spaceships and stuff, we saw that those things can shoot. Why didn't they shoot down the like, we could have seen the drops of exploding. Pew, pew, okay, that's the end of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. They can shoot later on, but they can't defend themselves in this.
No, they even point guns to them, and we can see... Why didn't they at least try? Just show, like, them trying, and they, like, dodge the shots and land.
Yeah. Literally
or,
just
like, hit one and the other one gets through. Or, like, MODOK comes through and goes, pew!
Yeah, so we're hanging about.
So they're fighting. And then there's the whole retardedness with her, like, messing up with the suit and stuff, because she has a suit.
Yeah, she has a suit somehow.
And then
he's messing up. He's like, no, he's trying to coach her, and then he takes out three guys.
I can't see you when you're small. Cassie, it's a very simple complex. If you can understand quantum physics, then you can understand. Hit it and punch as you grow. Also, they should have the same mass and momentum, so they shouldn't even have to expand. This was set up in the first movie.
Yeah.
But did this guy not watch the first movie? I'm wondering if he didn't.
I don't know. You don't have to punch as you... It's not... I don't know. I remember this in the comics. I actually read the Ant-Man... Some of the Ant-Man comics. But this... Yeah, so that was weird. And then they're chilling about. And then they see this gold face.
And he's
then...
like, I am... You know, an ultimate weapon. He's like, MODOK? I mean, Darren?
He's like, Darren? He's like, there is only MODOK. And I was like...
He's like...
And they were just like, Darren?
They make fun of the acronym.
They do.
MODOK?
No, it's
MODOK. Thing?
Destruction of killing. Of killing.
I don't remember. It was stupid. Let's ignore it. I don't want to talk about
mechanical organism.
Anyway.
Designed
I don't understand. Whoever thought that was a good idea, because I've shown you the comics, MODOK, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you his backstory in the comics, because, by the way, AIM was in Iron Man 3, so he's with AIM, so he's more of an Iron Man villain. He's also more of a Captain America villain. He's not really an Ant-Man
villain. AIM was Iron Man 3?
Yeah, AIM was in Iron Man 3.
I thought there was some Chinese dude in Iron Man 3.
Anyway, my point is, so AIM experimented on him to make... but their experiments were too good, so he took over AIM.
Based.
Yeah, like, that's kind of a cool, like, backstory. He's all messed up and all that, but he's just so stupid, and they completely ruined him.
They did. I
don't know.
And then he's like explaining his backstory, and so we get to see his
tuchus.
Yeah, and I'm like, I did not.
Our family chat right now, everyone's profile picture is different pictures.
Yeah, everyone is different pictures of MODOK. It's pretty great.
It's hilarious.
I love it.
Just rows of MODOK.
Yeah.
I can't get my wife to change. She just yelled at me when I did it. When I'm like, please change. No, I'm not going to do that.
It's a legitimate response.
Yeah, but I see everyone with MODOK. MODOK is love.
I am going to change by the end of the week.
He looks scary and creepy and gross and goofy, but like all those not in like a good way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, in bad ways. You're like disgusted by him, but it's like
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
And then you like make fun of like his introduction isn't even good. They make fun of him. You never make fun of the villain in the first introduction.
No. It ruins everything.
Everything in this film is ruined. We're gonna have to at the end. We need to be more positive. So at the end, we're both gonna name one good thing about the film.
I didn't name my good thing in the beginning.
What was it?
Remember?
It ended?
No, Hank with the ants.
Okay, so that's your good thing. I like the fact that it ended.
Bulls. So they just get kidnapped and imprisoned by MODOK.
And they're in prison.
So then it goes to like Janet, and she's like, they're like, we gotta go save them. She's like, I gotta go do something first. And then it goes, and then they're like, why don't you tell us anything? She's like, I'm trying to protect you.
Oh yeah, she does the whole exposition.
Does she do it then? I think she does.
Yeah, she does, because then they introduce the battery.
Yeah. So then she's like, so you just get to find out that She helped him recharge his battery core Kang.
Very
his battery
convenient that
course
when
thing.
they banished him, they left him with his ship.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just kill him?
Why not just not take... Yeah, why don't you just kill him?
Just kill him. Just, like, shoot him. I don't understand. Okay, let's help the writers. What is a scenario where the Council of Kangs would rather banish him with his ship than kill him?
With his ship?
Yeah, because that was like his spaceship, with the battery. It was just a bit broken.
Maybe it would hurt his multiverse if he died or something. So they can't kill him, but they can banish him.
Well, then, no, that wouldn't work because they killed him at the end of this film.
Oh, I forgot. They killed him. Air quotes.
No, he's dead, I think. We're going to hang out with other Kangs.
Oh, other Kangs are going to...
There's more Kangs. Because remember, we got the Kang that's in Loki.
There are different Kangs?
Yeah, Council of Kangs.
Ah! I don't know. Honestly, I think it's kind of retarded. So, they're chilling, and so we get all that exposition, like, oh, she betrayed me. Or he's like, she betrayed me, even though she, like...
Okay, we haven't finished talking about that scene because I want you to compare this to the Iron Man scene. That was so much better. We see the relationship growing.
Wait,
with
what?
Iron Man and, his friend.
What? There's so many scenes in Iron Man. You have to be more specific.
Well, yeah, but with his friend, when they're building the suit.
Yeah,
I don't remember his name.
The guy that can speak all the languages?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, they're chilling.
I'm just saying, it's so much better.
It's good.
Then
Then
they didn't
what?
even show him as evil.
Oh,
like,
then the relationship between Kang and her.
I agree with EVAP 100%. You know the memory store from Multiverse of Madness?
The memory store?
Oh my goodness. That is the most stupid thing ever. This is as stupid as a memory store. She literally randomly touches it, and he somehow didn't know this would happen, and he just accepts it. He's not gonna say.
He's like,
okay, so I'm gonna say I'm Janet, you're Kang. I just touched it. I'm going looking at you like you're evil. What would you say? You say?
I would explain to her that there are different Kangs in the universe, and that's who I'm going to stop.
Yes! Boom! Right there.
That, yeah, I mean...
Well, or you could just say, who do you think banished me here?
Yeah. Those dudes.
Yeah, it's literally so stupid.
Yeah, he didn't even try to convince her otherwise. He's just like, yep.
No, he's just like, I can take you home. How many realities did you kill?
He's like...
Sometimes, when you have a tree, very beautiful tree, every branch clouds it all out until it turns dead and rotten and falls over. You have to prune some branches to keep the tree healthy. That's what I do with the multiverse, to prevent its total destruction. You kill children. 20 children. I've killed a great many more than aliens. And every time I do it, I weep. What do you think of that dialogue?
It's better.
I mean, I think it could probably use rewriting, but...
It was spontaneous, so...
Yeah, it was spontaneous. I spontaneously came up with something much better than this man probably had weeks, months to do.
Yeah. I don't even understand that scene. It kind of weirded me out, because he just, accepts it. He's like, yeah. Yep, I'm evil and you know it, but I want you to trust me. It's
Yeah, it was wacky and stupid and dumb, and I hate this movie. And
then she makes it big.
So she makes it big. Looks weird.
And it gets big.
Why? You know what would be funny? What if she just kept chucking until it grew out of the quantum realm, and then Hank's just like, what is this battery?
Where did this come from? Yeah, well, she probably didn't have that many pin particles, but...
Yeah, but why didn't she make it even bigger then? Just keep throwing. Come on, keep chucking. Or why didn't she chuck them at him and make him really big? Then he can't sit in his chair. By the way, how does the ship work?
So it's just chair.
Is it by his mind? Does it read his mind when he sits in it?
It must, because The whole mind thing.
Why would you make a battery that works like that?
Because
Why
I didn't
would-
have any more goop tubes.
Goop. They ran out of goop.
Yeah. I don't know. There was no sense of
Oh my goodness, his
cohesion.
minions were so faceless. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
They are people, by the way, but we don't get any information about them. Who are these people? They're like worse than stormtroopers.
Literally nothing. Literally nothing about them.
Okay.
So that's the whole backstory.
So we get to Kang and his interjection.
Yeah.
We already talked about this with the Avengers. So what did you think about that line?
I thought it had a lot of potential, and I wish they would have opened with that. Because to Scott, I was thinking in the perspective of Scott, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, but half the line doesn't make any sense.
What?
Because you're Scott, and you don't know there's a multiverse.
Well, that's true,
And
from a meta Scott perspective.
Knows he doesn't know about that multiverse.
That's true, because
certain.
we already know. He doesn't know about
It relies on audience knowledge, not character knowledge.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think I workshopped the line a bit earlier, but you know, something like Ant-Man, yes, I know that Avenger. You all just blur together or something. I really like the blur together line.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Both from like a meta standpoint too.
Yeah.
Just they're all just blurring together, man.
Honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, continuing on, oh my goodness, we're around halfway through the film. We might hit 3 hours. What's next in your notes?
Page. At this point, I'm still not calling him Kang, because I still didn't realize he was called Kang.
Yeah. What are you calling him?
Black guy.
That's racist.
Sorry. That's his only distinguishing feature.
Is that he's black?
Yeah. Well, is there any other black guys around in the movie?
There's the psychic guy.
Yeah, but he has a glowing forehead.
So black guy with glowing forehead?
Well, no, but he doesn't have a glowing forehead. So I'm not going to say black guy who doesn't have a glowing forehead. Because that is clunky. And what's the point of a nickname if it's not short?
I have "How is this possible? This is retarded" written twice.
Wow.
Building is garbage. Building's alive, just for a joke. Homeless message. Ham-fisted message. This is retarded. Confusing. WTF, living drinks.
Living drinks?
Yes. Everything's alive.
Oh.
I'm just reading some of my notes. Everyone, what is this dialogue? A curse word. Why does an Ant-Man shrink? Another curse word. What? With 5 exclamation marks. What did I write that in reaction to? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
My notes are a lovely thing.
I actually wrote things down because I knew I'd forget, because I really want to forget this movie.
That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, but the reason I look, one thing, they play the pronoun game really, 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 really hard.
Really hard.
I'm like, who? I'll be honest, I didn't know who he was until like when they said Kang, and I'm like, oh, Loki, Kang, I know Kang. I don't care, but I know this guy, you know?
Yeah, I still didn't know him.
Oh, well.
I watched the movie and I had to talk to my friend to know. I was like, oh, he's from the Loki TV show. Oh. I was still so confused. I mean, they did not do a good job of introducing him.
No, he's not intimidating. I'm not intimidated.
No.
I'm not scared. Like, this guy is supposedly someone who's murdered quintillions, like trillions, sure.
Yeah.
Much more than trillions.
Trillions.
Like, he can destroy universes.
Yeah. Like, this is like Thanos level.
No, this is above
Right, this
Thanos.
is like, but like, at least on the par.
On par with Thanos. And Thanos was far more intimidating.
Yeah, and this guy's just like, and then he wants to bring her home because he promised her? I'm sorry, where does he go around getting sympathy? Or, you know.
He was just wacky.
It was just like, what's she doing, man? Because if he had not promised her, because she had stepped away, right? If he hadn't, quote unquote, promised her, he could have been gone. He could have flown away in his little ship and she couldn't have done anything to stop him. But no.
Oh, I have stop with the pronoun game written down.
Stop with the... Oh, dear.
Why is everything alive? Some more curse words. I don't actually curse in my notes. I don't even curse a lot. This movie just made me angry. They brought Ant-Man there. I don't care.
But, like, it's just weird that she makes it sound like she had a choice to let him leave or not. Like, she had any choice in the matter.
Why didn't he just shoot her?
Yeah.
Or even if he wants to do it, like, why doesn't he, like, hit her leg? If he wants to, like, keep his promise.
Yeah. Why doesn't he just... There's so many things wrong with...
I hate her. Who do I hate? She is God. Who is this?
Yeah, who is this?
Is this... Okay, my handwriting might just be bad.
My handwriting's pretty bad, too.
Okay, enough for my notes that are nonsensical. Probably because I was feeling nonsensical throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, he says, look, we're going to torture Cassie if you don't do this. And he's like, no, don't do that. And then MODOK, like, says something, and he like, throws him against the wall. It was like, don't speak to me. Which is weird, because, like, isn't this...
2 seconds later.
He talks to him, first of all. And second, Kang doesn't seem to be, like, that much of a jerk. Like,
that's a high level of jerkiness. To not let your right-hand man talk in your presence.
Who, like, did all this stuff for you.
Like, where they just, like, oh, everyone beat up on MODOK. Like,
they
no
just
one
don't
likes
like MODOK?
Just, you know, I'm like, what? What?
It's just wacky. A waste. There are so many stories for all these characters, and they'll waste them and destroy them. Okay, so they take him to the battery.
Yeah.
And then MODOK says something about a probability.
Just mention offhand.
So he goes in. Oh, they had this joke when the interview was like, Darren, MODOK. Yes.
Like, yes. It's like,
That's like, no, that's like a minor. That's like a joke that you do in like a kids show.
Yeah.
Or a Disney Channel original.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong in a Hollywood film.
No.
Also, this man is like, he's on a life-threatening mission that's like essential to everything.
Yeah, and MODOK wouldn't, like, what if he was like dying, like had some problems and needed some information, and he would not.
Yeah,
answer?
Legitimately, it was so stupid.
No wonder King said, "Be quiet in my presence," because everything he says is stupid.
Okay, when he did that, I'm like, okay, good. I'm like, finally, shut up. But
so then
I
he
realized
has to get
the wonder that is MODOK.
You were enlightened.
I was enlightened.
As was our whole family.
Question is, where does MODOK rate in the love interest list? Because he's certainly my love interest.
Okay. I'm going to tell your wife.
We're being too sarcastic.
I'm going to tell your wife.
We've hit sarcasm overload.
It's pretty bad. So...
There's just like a pile of Ant-Mans. They're all just wandering around.
Well, they have to get small. He has to get smaller.
And then a few of them like...
He's smaller than small.
And then like a few of them go Giant Man and then it like kills them or something.
For some reason.
But then when they like lift him up to it, he can do it.
Yeah, why did they kill Giant Man but not kill Tiny Man?
The Baskin Robbins guy. Okay. As stupid as that was, I liked it in a stupid way.
I did because it was the old... It's just...
I like Paul Rudd. What can I say?
I know. I do like Paul Rudd. I feel like he has a good chemistry with himself. I mean, am I wrong?
He's a narcissist.
No, I'm just saying that this was all himself.
I'd rather watch a movie with 1,000 Paul Rudds than this movie.
Honestly, I feel like it'd be really good. I feel like he could play every character in this.
I would
watch it if he played every character in this.
Okay, if we were to write a comedy, we have to make it where it's just like Paul Rudd in every role.
Yes.
That would be the greatest.
It's a lot of money.
No, because actually it's less because we're just paying him to be... I don't know.
I don't know how it works. I
have no idea.
No clue.
But all I'm saying is I would watch the heck out of that movie.
Yeah. I would too.
Okay, So, continuing on.
Wait, hold on. I'm reading. I mean, well,
Wasp shows up.
Okay, no, here's the thing.
And saves
is that...
him.
Yeah. Oh.
And then they get the battery and it's small. And
so here's the thing. Is that he gets up to the top and he throws a little smaller thing, pin particles, at it, does nothing. Then Wasp shows up and there's all these wasps that she ignores, grabs him as he's falling. They both throw some pin particles and suddenly it works now because the power of love.
No, it's the power of friendship.
Oh, but I thought they were married.
I think they're just dating.
Are they?
I don't know.
I don't know anything anymore.
Huh. It was like a thing in the comics where like Wasp wanted Hank to like notice her, and he's like, "No, I'm with my work and whatever."
You know, I think I vaguely remember that.
Anyway,
didn't he like abuse her? Is that the one where like he hit her, or like it looks like he hit her, and then people are like, "Oh no."
I don't know.
I thought it was something like that. Like I thought I watched a YouTube video where it was like Hank Pym the abuser or something, and he hit her one time in the comics.
Well, maybe it's because she cheated on him with Bill Murray. I'd hit my wife if she cheated on me with Bill Murray. If your husband cheats on you with Bill Murray, slap him, by the way.
Okay. So. Okay. What?
Are you reading your notes and realizing that they make no sense?
No, yeah.
What happens next?
So the thing, they use the pin particles, the thing gets small or whatever.
Yes.
And then I have Janet want orb, and then in quotes, Janet has a way of changing her mind, and then I have, hi Hank, Darren? Oh. And I legitimately don't know what was going on at that point.
I don't remember what happened.
But I do remember where, like, Hank randomly, like, it's like, hi Hank, and he's like, Darren?
Oh, yeah, it's Darren. We get the point.
And
Darren is such a stupid name.
They take the orb, and they take Janet. Okay. And then they leave.
Yeah.
See how they do?
Oh, goodness. Mobo. Why? That's what I've written down.
That's fair.
OMG. What did they do to MODOK? How does he not know? Oh, Molly, my wife cut off part of my notes. No. So waspy. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, what's Kang's motivation? They're very unclear about it.
He wants to get out. That was the whole point.
Yeah, but like,
to go kill more multi-universes.
Yeah, but like I explained why better than they did.
That was never really clear.
Yeah, the only reason I know that is because EFAP actually discussed it.
Good thing you watched EFAP before before this.
Yeah, by the way, we are moving on from where they were, so.
Oh, so now we have.
This is uncharted territory, and I believe we're going to get this out before they get their next stream out. Because they split it in half.
Oh, so you watched all that they sent out.
Yes.
Got you.
No emotion. Yeah, everyone's trash actors except for Paul Rudd.
Yeah. And then he's like,
I'm trying to catch up in my way.
Well, he was talking to her, and he was like...
Oh, why is Hope helping him?
Huh?
Why did Hope throw the things at the battery? All she knows is that the battery is what Kang needs to get out. Why is he like, let's not do that? Oh, they have to get... Like, she just somehow knows what Ant-Man knows.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I think he then goes to his tower, right? And we get to the
climax? Goes to his tower. No, well, sort of. Then there's Janet, and he's like, what did you see when you touched the orb? And she's like, a monster who thinks he's a god. And then, I don't even know what this says. Can't read my own handwriting.
I can't either. Mainly because it was scrawled.
Yeah. I tried to be neat so I could be semi-legible. But let's be honest, cursive is just not, in general, very legible. It's quick. If I were to do quick cursive, it's just scribbles. Up and down scribbles, and I can't read my own handwriting, so...
well, I can't read mine. So do you remember what happens next?
Then she's like, you just want revenge on them. He's like, yep.
Okay.
Like, that's literally it. Like, he doesn't even try to argue. No, he's just like, yeep. Okay.
Wouldn't you want revenge on the people who sent you here to die?
Then we go to Cassie, and she's just like chilling, and then she attacks them all, and then she goes tiny, and she runs away, and she escapes. So like the thing that was held over him,
it's gone.
Is null and
then
void.
they do like the propaganda thing.
Propaganda thing.
You remember where he's like doing the broadcast, and then she
no,
like
no,
lets
we're not
the
there
rebels
yet.
out?
We got to get to the socialism.
Oh yeah, that was really weird.
So Hank shows up with big ants late
to us that the only way socialists can work is if you're a bunch of mindless ants.
Yeah. So he's like, we could learn a thing or two from these ants, and then somebody was like, Hank, and he's like, sorry, and then I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
Oh, they experienced thousands of years. Why did the ants experience thousands of years? Also, the ants like appear 3 times in this film.
I know. I wanted more ants.
I'm at an Ant-Man film.
I want ants. That's why I'm here. Not for him to go tiny and big. I don't really care. Giant Man was like remember in Civil War when Giant Man was like a pool, it was like a power that I thought my impression of that was that like it was like a power that no one knew he had, and he kind of pulled it out of nowhere, and he was like, haha,
I'm Giant Man now.
Yeah, and everyone's like, whoa, that's so cool, and it was something to be kind of like held in reserve until you needed it. But in this one, they just...
Well, in the comics, to be fair, he just switches from Ant-Man to Giant Man at one point.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's fair. But in setting up in the MCU, it's set up as kind of like a last resort kind of.
Yes. They just go giant.
But then they just go giant.
And somehow...
Everyone's giant.
I don't care. So then, after the ants and the stupid...
Yes. So then Cassie goes, and she saves that tribal lady from prison. And she defeats these dudes and figures out how to punch people.
Of course.
And then they're like, we need to get a message out. And so they go, and Kang is giving his thing. And he's talking, and he's like... I don't know what he's saying. He's like, let's get ready to go. We're going to leave. And then, like, it shorts out, and then she's talking on the message. Do you remember what she said?
I don't know. Let me check my notes.
That's not going to be helpful.
It's probably going to be something like, what?
Okay, it goes away, and it's Cassie. Speech. I just have speech. Lame speech. Oh, I crossed out lame speech for some reason. Look out for the little guy.
I have the acting is pretty bad.
And then she basically just says, come to the tower, and it's some
Let's
lame
go and do it.
speech or
And somehow they easily defeat everyone, and I'm like, why didn't they do this ages ago?
I don't know. Yeah, and then MODOK shows up, and so Cassie's fighting MODOK.
Oh, I have in my notes, why does he keep taking his mask off?
Yes, they keep all of them. I have that too. Like, he'll keep flipping it up, flipping it down, because, like,
We get it, it's MODOK.
Here, because... It's like, he's like, your dad's not here, Cassie, in, like, the deep mechanical voice. Then he flips the thing up. He's like, but I guess that's not a big surprise. And I'm like, what in the world? Why do you have to be mean to Ant-Man? Like, he got sucked into the quantum zone. He was stuck there for, like, 5 years. It's not his fault.
How does Darren know about that?
Yeah, also that. How does Darren know about that? Where was Ant-Man in the quantum zone, by the way?
I don't know.
Quantum corner.
I don't know.
Like,
not
did
there,
he go
I
and
guess.
hang out with Darren? Is that how Darren knows?
No.
How?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway. Yeah, so then Giant Man shows up and he's like, I want my daughter! And then he just smashes all the buildings. I assume
he's very bulletproof.
He is also very bulletproof because he's like...
Nothing Kang has can defeat him, so why doesn't he just step on Kang?
Yeah. Then the flying buildings
Movie
come.
over so we can go home.
And then I kind of thought it was funny because all the rebels are coming, and then the bad guys, they pull the bridge back and they're shooting at them with the gun. Well, the tribal lady goes, gets all the guys, and she grabs him. She's like, what's the bridge code? And he's like, I'd rather die or something. And then the mind reader comes up. He's like, it's 18247 or whatever. And I was like,
he's like, dang.
Yeah.
That was like the one. This is the time I went, huh.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was funny. I was like, yeah. So, and then and then they're going across the bridge, and they're like, and they have this weird reunion that they never set up for. That they're like, yay, the laser head dude, and the mind reader, and the tribal lady, and the holes guy. No holes guy.
And then they shoot a bunch of holes in him.
And then he's like, yay, we're all going to do it. And he runs, and then they shoot him. He's like, a lot of holes. He's like, and everyone's like, freaked out and scared. And then he's like, I have holes. And then he just, what does he do?
I think he, like, takes the lasers that he absorbs and shoots back or something. Look, I don't know what happened.
I look down to right, I have holes. So, yeah. That was...
really stupid. But at least it was a payoff. So at least it was something.
Yeah, but can't you have a better payoff? Why do you have to have a payoff for a comment like, I have holes. How many holes do you have? Like,
why did you have to have that in the first place?
That is also true.
Remember, if it's not necessary, delete.
Please.
In fact, delete this whole movie.
Please.
Just hit the delete key and start over.
Yes.
Nothing is. I don't think this movie is salvageable. Oh, actually, we'll discuss that at the end. Could this movie have been salvaged? Because I think that's an interesting
then
topic.
he's getting his ship, and instead of his tiny ship, he made it a big ship.
Okay.
Okay. And then he's getting ready to go, and then Ant-Man tries to get in, and he can't.
No, because remember, he starts killing all the rebels, though. He's like, I put down rebellions before, and he's like slaughtering everyone.
No, not yet. Not yet. He has to get in first. So then, I have Cassie keeps taking her helmet off. Why does she just, like, she'll go big, take the helmet off?
Did you see the CG was, like, really... And it would randomly go off and on. Like, did they have a switch on their finger?
I thought
they tapped something on the side of their helmet.
I thought so, but then...
And it looked so wacky.
Yeah.
Like, the CG.
It was... Honestly, I was like, guys, just keep the helmets on. Like, in the actual fight, why would you take your helmet off? You can't
so
just
they
go...
can emote? Is it so they can emote?
But
Because Cassie isn't a good actress.
No. I don't even know. And then, so, Cassie, she gets to be giant because she's like, I guess I gotta try this, so she gets to be giant. I guess that's like a, you have to try it thing or something. Like,
I don't
why
know.
is it
Just
there's
hit the
never
grow
seemed
button.
to be any consequences for it, so.
Just hit the grow button.
Yeah. So, she becomes big, she beats up MODOK, and then he's like, wait, come back, I'm ready. I'm still here to fight or whatever. And she's like, will you just stop already? Like, and she's like, just be it. And he's like, I don't know what to be. And she's like, just stop being a jerk. And then just walks
Somehow
away.
that redeems him.
And somehow that redeems him.
Why did they have to redeem MODOK? Why did they redeem MODOK?
What?
How does that redeem MODOK?
So yeah, and then the Wasp, as a normal person, launches. Okay, this is so weird because it has no difference. The size, right? She launches tiny Ant-Man, and he grows and becomes big man, and he breaks into the shield. And that's how they defeat the shield.
Okay. So they go in, and the ship, like, crashes?
No,
Or
I
something?
was commenting. Pay attention.
I am paying attention. I was looking at my notes.
I was commenting the fact that Wasp had Ant-Man, Tiny Man.
Yes.
Then she threw him.
Okay.
And then he became Big Man, and that is what broke through the shield.
Okay.
Even though that has the size, as we know from the comics and from the first movie, has no bearing.
Yeah.
Why?
He has the same amount of mass, regardless.
Yes. So why did that make a difference? Why did he have to do that?
Because they threw out all the rules for this movie.
Yeah, so that destroyed the shield, and then they're like, yay, we did it. And then Ant-Man and Cassie, they hug as giant people.
I think they were trying to go for a joke there, but
I
that
think
wasn't
so.
funny.
It fell really flat if it was.
It felt like they wanted us to laugh.
But I was like, yeah, because they were talking like, I'm so hungry. Like, oh, yeah, that happens. And then, I don't even know. It's the whole interaction. I just wrote weird interaction.
As I said, this dialogue stinks.
Yeah. So then the ship gets destroyed, but Kang's like, nope, and he comes out and starts killing fools.
Okay.
Like, majorly.
Like, can he kill everyone so he can go home?
Yeah. Okay, well, first of all, Janet escapes from the bad guys or whatever, so she's free right now. And then Kang destroys the Laserhead guy.
Okay, I don't care.
I liked the Laserhead guy.
I didn't.
I did. I liked him. I was like, come on now. And they killed him, and then it's just kind of... I don't even know.
Oh, yeah, I pointed out, we had... These are professional soldiers, and Janet's like a 60-year-old woman. How is she beating them up? Like, I'm sorry, there's not a 60-year-old woman on this planet that could beat me up. And that goes double if I have armor and a gun.
And if you're actually trained.
And if I'm a trained professional.
Military.
And I assume that's his best men.
Because I have a guy in my electrical class who's in the armed forces. And there is no 60-year-old woman who could beat him up.
Yeah, that was, like, really stupid. And it's not like she has... Okay, so she had, like, Wasp stuff.
Did she, though?
No, she didn't. That's the point. I'm saying if she did, then her beating him up would have been, like, weird, but okay. Because I'm sorry, she is a 60-year-old woman.
Yeah.
And when you get to be old, you can't fight.
The only thing that they made her old with is her face and her hair. Like, she moves like a not old woman.
That's true. She does. Doesn't feel realistic at all.
No.
I've noticed that several times where I'm like... And Hank doesn't even... Like, Hank moves more like an old man.
Hank does move. He has, like, a hearing aid, I guess.
Well, that's what he uses to communicate with the ants.
So it's just a communicator.
As far as I know.
Because I don't remember seeing that in the first movie.
He did have it in the first movie.
Did he? I guess I just don't remember. I noticed that. I was like, what? I thought it was a hearing aid, so that's why I was like, oh, so he's old now. That's cool. But I don't know. He does move more like an old man,
We don't see him fight.
No, he just sits there and tells ants what to do. He's kind of useless. Except to have the ants that...
Oh, yeah, he's fighting. King is fighting, and then the ants show up.
Yeah,
and he just stands there with that shot that you liked.
I did like that. Because, you know, Hank and ants. Let's be honest here. So, before that, though, they're all attacking or whatever, then he, like, he's like, I am king, and you talk to ants! And then the ants show up.
That was just stupid.
I was just like, okay, like, it's just...
It wasn't even, like, a good ants. Like, if they started swarming out of the ground and covering him,
yeah,
that would have been cooler.
Giant ants run towards him.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't even remember what the ants did.
He made a force field, and then they swarmed over him, and then he beat them back, and then the big ant tried to get in, and then the big ant couldn't get in, so he just kept beating them back.
Okay.
And then, our favorite character,
MODOK.
Somehow he made a difference when
I don't know
all
why.
the ants couldn't.
And he's like, oh my goodness. He's like, at least I get to die an Avenger. Why would he even think that? Why would he want to think that?
He's like, he's saying to Ant-Man, he's like, you've always been a brother to me. And I'm like, and he's like, I have. And then he gets that awkward hand on his face, on his cheek. And then he's like, I have.
I think that, like, I don't think that was in the script. I think Paul Rudd was, like, actually surprised about that.
That's fair, though. This is my last page.
I'm on my last page, too. And there's only one curse word on this one. Monologuing. I just said the word monologuing. Because he did start monologuing. Also, the ants didn't make a difference for all their fanfare. They could have been cut out.
Yeah, they could have been, because who defeated him anyway?
MODOK. Thanks to her, say don't be a jerk.
Yeah. She's like, don't be a jerk. And he's like, my name is Darren, and I'm not a jerk. That's literally what he said.
Did he actually say?
He literally said it.
He literally said that. You're right. He literally
said that.
Who wrote this? This man needs to have his pencil broken.
Literally. I'm like, that's your whole character. Like, that's worse than the Loki character redemption.
I still would have paid money to have Loki watching. He's like, oh man, this is so amazing. Please get me popcorn and restart.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Rewriting that part. I love that part. Oh, did you have to put Hulk in here? Cut that one out. You guys need to work on your editing.
And then Janet's like, come on, guys. We gotta go. There's only one chance to go home. And they're like, okay. And so then they're all going. Yeah, it was. And they're all going home, and they all get in, and then he pushes Cassie in, and then he gets hit by,
Why didn't Kang just jump in after them?
No, that's legit. Because Kang knocked him away.
Yes.
And somehow Kang ended up on the other side of him, and then he just beat him up. Majorly. It was painful to me. I was like, stop. Like, and every time, because he would say, what is it? He's like, I want you to remember when such and such happened. And then Ant-Man gets up, like he's gonna, best him because of the emotion or what, they do that. I'm like, I expected that. And then he just gets beat up again. And he's like, I want you to remember, gets up again, gets beat up again.
It doesn't even seem like the whole, when Captain America gets beat down, he's like, I can do this all day.
No, it's not.
Didn't have that idea about him standing strong. It just felt like he was... You know what it felt like? It felt like, those dolls that will fall over and then go back up? It felt like that.
That's what it felt like, and I was like, oh my god. Like
as a joke.
Punched his spleen.
His poor spleen.
Spleen punches hurt.
Yeah, they do hurt.
I remember I accidentally punched Dad in the kidneys one time. Ooh. I felt terrible.
Yeah.
He literally was hunched over. He's like, I gotta go. I'm like, I'm sorry. I felt so bad. It wasn't even a hard... Well, he was... It was mutual. But it wasn't even a hard... It was kind of like a tab.
He should have hit you in the liver.
I don't know if he could find my liver.
No, he should have just hit you in the side until he found your liver as revenge.
That's
you
fair.
deserve that.
I felt so terrible. Anyway, so
my point is...
Punches hurt.
And then, Wasp comes out of nowhere and saves him, and somehow that defeats him?
Because he's like, I don't need to defeat you. We just both need to lose. So he does the big and the small Pym particles on the core.
Yes.
And then Wasp pops out, and it's still, self-destructing, and she, beats him and throws him against it, and that makes something happen to him.
And that kills him, somehow?
I guess. And so then they're like, whoops, and then the portal closes, and then they're stuck, and they're like, oh, so this is some stakes, right? They had some stakes, and, in order to beat Kang.
The stakes are multiversal. What are you talking about?
No, not the stakes. The consequences.
Okay.
Okay. So in order to defeat Kang, they had to stay in that world. So that's some consequences that are immediately eradicated 2 seconds later by Cassie Shuri.
By Ironheart.
Yeah.
By Cassie. I can't tell the difference between them.
Literally 2 seconds later. It's just like...
The only reason I can't tell the difference between them is I'm a very colorblind person. I don't tell people apart by their faces. I tell them apart by how much of a pain in the tuchus they are to me. By the way, that was mostly stolen from Rick and Morty.
Oh. Well, at least you credit it.
Yes.
It's good. So then they're just sitting there staring at all the rebels or whatever, and they're like, let's go home, because they hear the portal open up behind them. And they don't, rush to get there or whatever, because I don't know how long they can keep it open. No, they just let's go home.
What if in the time they said it closed, and they're like, never mind?
Well... Whoops. Except she can probably open it again, so...
How did they open that portal, though?
Yeah, that's the thing. They did not have that technology before, because it wasn't a portal.
Why couldn't they just leave?
It wasn't a portal that they were looking at. It was like a telescope.
Yeah.
And where are these portals coming from?
Also, if MODOK can drag people in, why can't he get people out?
Drag people in?
To the quantum realm.
MODOK can drag people in?
Yeah, that's how they got in. He drugged them in.
Is that what that was? I thought it was just randomly...
No, he found them and he drugged them in so that he could get Janet, so that they could expand the battery.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
Well, I don't remember, so...
You're going to have to trust me.
Okay.
Or you can rewatch the movie.
Nope, I'll trust you. Good.
If you're sure.
Yeah, pretty sure. So then, you have him walking down the street like it did in the beginning.
Nice bookend.
Yeah, the bookends.
And then he just does this random, guys, there's going to be an Avengers movie with other Kangs in it. Please watch this movie.
Essential. He's like, it's doubt. He's like, oh, what if I killed him and that hurt everybody? Blah, blah. And he's like, Oh well, it'll come when it comes.
And then they had like the really weird thing with Baskin Robbins, where like the dialogue was very weird and stilted.
Yeah. And then like the guy who fired him, who still holds this grudge against him for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought no. It said he came out of retirement. He was being all nice to him now.
No. First of all, you saw the way the cake looked. Second of all, you saw
I
at the
think the joke
end.
was he wasn't very good at cake making, but he like tried.
No, that was not the joke because the dialogue was clearly them not liking each other.
Then why'd he make a cake for him?
Because the cake tasted terrible. Because at the end, he tasted he's like, whoa.
I thought the joke was that he wasn't very good at cake making.
I'm pretty sure the joke is that he still hates him from the Baskin Robbins days. Still. Even though this guy saved the world. And you could at least put aside a little bit.
Yeah, but neither of them are funny.
No, they're not.
That's just awfully petty.
It's insanely.
Why did he come out of retirement? It's just not funny.
Well, he didn't come out of retirement. He just made them a cake. He
Well,
still
they
worked
use
at
that
Baskin
phrase.
Robbins. He came out of retirement to make them a cake or whatever.
So, this movie's done.
Hallelujah.
2.5 hours. Wow, and we were being fast near the end.
Yeah,
I don't think...
we are both tired.
So, do you think this movie could have been salvaged?
Oh. What part do we have to keep? Like, how much is it salvage?
The characters, the basic plot structure.
I feel like the
As in, could I, without hitting the delete key, revise this script into a good script?
What do you think?
No. It's broken at the core.
I think the plot structure.
The villain's motivation is awful. The conflict is awful. The world building is awful. The characters are awful.
Yeah.
And there are too many.
Way too many that never show up again.
Oh, did you remember to watch the end credits?
No, because the Indian theater.
Kicked us out. It was very.
Yep,
the cow was back.
Kicked us out, and the cow. So I did not get to see the end credits.
Okay. So, what do you think of the conflict, by the way?
Whoa, the conflict was that they didn't want him to leave, and he wanted to leave.
Okay, weak conflict.
Like, it just,
Oh, there was 2 end credit scenes.
There's 2 now. There's always 2 now.
That's stupid.
Honestly? Yeah.
Oh, we got to see the Council of Kangs.
Oh.
A whole squadron of Kangs, like Immortus, the ancient pharaoh Ramen Tut, and the Scarlet Centurion, and they are the ones that exile Kang. And they're concerned that heroes like Ant-Man were powerful enough to defeat him. In response, they're going to assemble every Kang.
Wait, why
for
don't they
multiversal
just
war.
kill him then if they knew he was going to?
The scene ends with literally thousands of Kangs gathering in an amphitheater, all psyched to cause a little interdimensional chaos.
What? They're all psyched to cause some interdimensional chaos, and yet they banish that one Kang?
Yeah,
because he caused too much chaos?
Yeah, Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. In the final post-credit scene, Loki Kang pops up again, and he's a bit different. This version of Kang is on a stage, and he introduced himself as Victor Timely. The scene cuts to the audience where we see Loki and Morbius watching from the crowd.
Why?
They recognize him and they say, that's him. Mobius is an all repressed and says, I thought you said he was terrifying. And Loki's like, he was. Victor Timely is a version of Kang who travels back in time to 1900 Wisconsin. There he becomes a local mayor and invents enough futuristic tech hoping to amass enough power in the coming decades to eventually defeat the Avengers. So, a tease for Loki Season 2.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yes. So, what do you think about those end credit scenes?
They're just the end credit scenes used to just be something cute and funny, like the shawarma. That didn't set up this whole...
Well, they did set up things. Like, the first one was them setting up, I want to tell you about the Avengers Initiative.
Oh, yeah, but you didn't need to watch that in order to... Like, they were not integral.
Yeah, it
They
didn't
was a
feel like a
tease.
trailer.
It was not integral to knowing. Like, the Avengers Initiative, they explain it again in the Avengers.
Yes.
Like, they explain everything. Try to think of any other. I haven't seen that many. End credit scenes.
I thought they were bad. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, well, but my point is that I think they're bad because you have to watch them in order to understand what's going on in Loki season 2. Like,
I guess I don't plan on watching the next.
that's
Loki
not
season.
my point, though. I don't care if you like it or dislike it. I'm explaining
Okay, I agree.
writing wise. Okay.
What did you think of the movie? I'm tired of talking about this.
My word.
Give me a rating out of 10.
You give it first. I always give it first.
3.
Okay, I was literally thinking 3 too. So.
And that is the objectively it's a 3. Subjectively it's a 2 because I hated it.
Subjectively it was a 1.
I don't want to give it a 1 because that's.
Well, for me, it's my subjective opinion.
Yeah, but we're here as a podcast with both of us to discuss this.
Yeah, but you can't just say, I wouldn't give it a 1. Well, but it's my opinion.
Oh,
you
I
can
was going
say,
to explain why.
Would
I
you
would just
give it a
say,
1?
whatever. Moving on.
I feel like we're both now in a bad mood because of this.
We are.
I'm ticked off at this movie. I'm sorry.
This movie's just.
I wasted
2
hours of my life on this trash.
Don't watch it.
Just, do you want brain cells? Just don't. It's, it will not, like, I feel like.
We just hit the 2.5 hour mark. We don't have to talk about this anymore.
No, just in general. I feel like the more people watch trash movies, the more they become desensitized, and the more they consider.
This has an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes and audience score.
Right.
The more they become. I just realized that 86% of the world should be banned from writing.
The more they become desensitized, and the more they think that it was decent.
So I watched The Little Platoon. This is related, and he broke down Avatar. For some reason, he doesn't understand that Avatar is like a very poignant.
Are we still on this?
Yeah, we're still on this. Anyway, so you know, you've read Brave New World, right?
I actually haven't read that one.
Oh, do you know the Feelies?
The Feelies?
Where it's just like light and sounds to make you feel good in the theaters. He said the Avatar is the Feelies, because it just makes you feel good.
The Avatar movie?
Like, yes.
It doesn't make me feel good.
Well, that's
is it supposed to make other people feel good?
No, because it's just like bright lights and like cool action and good CGI and all that. I'm just saying that's the same thing with the Ant-Man. It's just like pointless consumerism.
Yeah, I feel like people, they do not understand what is truly good writing these days.
Dude, we gotta get these people on some good, like
if people were to compare, like people say Quantumania, you know, they're like, oh, Quantumania was good. I'm like, okay, well,
prove it.
Was Puss in Boots good? They're like, yeah, Puss in Boots was good. Okay, can you compare the two? Like, how can you have such a good film right in front of them, and then they say Quantumania was good comparing it to that film? Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm actually insulted on Puss in Boots half for you to compare them like at all.
That's not my point.
They're not even in the same league
I'm just talking about quality.
Well, I'm just saying the quality is so different.
That's okay. I guess you don't understand my point. If you read, talking about books now.
No, I understand what you're talking about. You're saying that people see, it's like a dude eats like a fantastic 5-course meal and then he eats some dog poop and it's like, oh, these are equally good, and you're like, what? You just ate what was good, right?
I guess so.
But my point was just that
the more you consume the dog poop, the more it may taste good, is my point. So don't watch this movie. Don't consume the dog poop.
Don't watch this movie. But you know what movie they should watch?
What?
Because all I have to say is our hunt for a well-written film is an abysmal failure.
Oh, we are failures.
So next week, we are going to continue the hunt with Nacho Libre.
Ah.
Aaliyah will not be joining us for Nacho Libre. We will be doing it with my cousin, who's a film student, Aiden.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I am looking forward to having you all there. It seems like a funny movie. This apparently is the movie
Yeah, I watched it with my best friend.
that got Jack Black, started.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah, I watched it with my best friend.
Oh, since you won't be
funny.
there, what did you think of it?
Dude, it's been so long ago. Like, that was years ago.
Are you just going to just say, do you like it? Did you
I
not?
remember liking it.
Okay,
I remember
well,
enjoying it.
there
Yeah,
you
I
go.
thought it was kind of... I remember
Tune in
it was
next
funny.
week for us to have an in-depth breakdown of Nacho Libre.
Yes.
Okay, and so what next week? Keep on hunting. This podcast was brought to you by viewers like you. Want to support what we do and keep our podcast on the air? Please donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/filmhunters.